Yesterday we was talking about ICE in general. Now we're specifically and then more particularly talking about the National Guard. All right, so we're going to be talking about that tonight. That's what we're going to be discussing. Okay, letting everybody know that I'm going to change the font in a second. Y'all can't see the whole thing. Okay, and that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to change the font back to what it was so y'all can see the prompt. Okay, letting it be known that black people need to stay out of the situation with the National Guard. All right, the reason why I'm making this is because we've seen a lot of people try to gaslight, manipulate, and fearmonger black people to get involved in the situation and fighting against ICE. And I'm letting Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, understand this has nothing to do with us. It hasn't had anything to do with us the entire time. We're not subject to deportations. We never have been. Okay. That's a lie that they're going to just ship us off to some random country somewhere in the middle of the ocean or something like that. That's never going to happen. That hasn't happened. It hasn't happened one time. They've been saying it's going to happen literally all year long, and it hasn't happened. Okay. And they're trying to use the recent situation in Chicago with an apartment complex that Black Americans were living in being raided as an example of that. We told you so. We told you they're going after you guys. We told you. Okay. So that's not really working like that either. Because of the situation and the protest, the massive protest that's been going on, Donald Trump has sent the National Guard to Chicago, and the National Guard is going to be there kind of like as almost like a bodyguard to ICE and ICE facilities, because the protests are getting kind of wild. They're getting wild. They're getting dangerous. There's already been people who lost their life. There's been 2 Hispanic people who've, been fired upon by ICE. So there's already people who are out there doing crazy stuff. There's people who are out there boxing ICE in. They're blocking their cars. There's been a situation of somebody running the cars off the road. As the cars were driving, here they come swerving and ramming the cars into the off the road. There's been another situation, and the woman who was pew-pewed and unalive, she was actually, what they're not saying is, or I'm gonna say allegedly because the investigation is still there, but allegedly she was ramming her vehicle into a crowd of ICE. Okay, so she was using her vehicle as like a battering ram to get ICE. So they're out there just wilding. They're out there doing crazy wild stuff. So now the National Guard is in Chicago. Okay, now I'm saying allegedly because they're still in investigation, just making sure we're straight. But we've seen video, so even know. So now the National Guard is out there. Okay, and they're still trying to get black. They're like, see, Trump is trying to militarize and fight against poor people and black and brown people and people of color. Okay, listen. ICE is not out here to get no black Americans. There's not been a single black American from Chicago that tells you guys that ICE is out there to get them. Everybody that's saying, hey, ICE is out here in Chicago, everybody who's saying that is not from Chicago. Nobody from Chicago is telling you, no black person from Chicago is telling you that ICE is out here getting them. Okay? Nobody is saying that. Okay, because ICE ain't out here doing that. But I do want black people to understand that we need to stay far away from all of these protests, because with the situation going on and escalating, because let's be honest, the government is not trying to de-escalate the situation. You got the mayor sitting up there saying we need to fight back and we need to stand together with them and fight against fascism. So he's kind of gassing them up. He's kind of putting a battery in people's back. So is the governor, J.B. Pritzker, kind of putting a battery in folks' back. They're kind of doing that and gassing and riling people up to do stuff like this. And even the superintendent is saying, hey, y'all don't be doing that. The superintendent of Chicago, the police superintendent, is saying to stay out of that and don't be doing nothing crazy. Don't be doing nothing wild. All right. So I'm saying this as a warning. We had a conversation the other day. I'm saying this. Yeah, do not. as far as the National Guard and stuff like that, don't be going out there doing nothing. First off, these protests have nothing to do with us in the first place. Okay? Ain't got nothing to do with us, nor should we be involved in any sense of the word. But especially because of where they're taking things, the dangerous level that they're taking things, you don't want to get wrapped up in this. And we don't need black people getting wrapped up in a fight that has nothing to do with us. We don't need black people being detained. Let's be honest. If somebody rams their car into a crowd full of National Guard members and they just start opening fire, you think that they just not going to get you as a black person? You think that when they throw they pepper spray and they gas in the place, they not going to get you as a black person? No. No, 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 no. Okay? They looking for an excuse and we can't give them one, to be honest. Cuz let me be abundantly clear. All right? They still have a level of privilege that we don't. Even though we're citizens. I was playing this on YouTube earlier. Okay. Of y'all subscribe to YouTube, Afro Lead on YouTube. But I was playing this on YouTube earlier of this Hispanic. He's picking up rocks and he's throwing the rocks at cars moving by, at ICE cars moving by. And I'm talking about he threw them at like at least 12, just picking up a rock, throwing it, picking up a rock, throwing it, picking up a rock, throwing it. If he was a black person, he would not be alive today. Talking about some throwing rocks at federal agents. They would use that as an excuse and everybody would have been like, well, you shouldn't have been throwing rocks. There's still a privilege that they have. Okay? The fact that they're able to wild out. Now, remember when we were protesting during the whole George Floyd situation, we weren't ramming our cars into police officers. We weren't running law enforcement off the road. We weren't doing none of that. And they were being way more aggressive with us.
Can I ask you a question, Afro Elite? Do we know if the white tea presenting Hispanics who are officers that unalived, unarmed black men were taken to jail? Did they serve time? Like Philando Castile comes to mind. His unaliver was Hispanic, if not mistaken. Zimmerman wasn't a cop, but we know he didn't serve any jail time. Did the Hispanic community speak out against those
No,
officers? Okay,
no,
thank
they
you.
don't.
So there's somebody named Chase who said black people need to stick up for Latinos or something like that. And in Texas, they're unified. And to him, I responded, not sure if he saw it or not, Latinos need to stick up for Latinos, meaning go to the Latino for Trump lives and tell them to stick up for Latinos.
Mm-hmm.
We're focusing on us now.
In
His
Texas,
name is
right?
Chase.
It isn't Texas, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, BX. But isn't Texas the same place that Mexican OT is from? Remember him who said that ain't nobody gonna stop me from saying the N word? That Texas. So they're unified over there, huh?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, okay,
that
okay. I
Texas.
just wanted to make sure. I wanted to double check.
Yeah.
But all right then. All right. I feel like I said what I had to say. Hey, we got to stay out of this. That's why I said black people need to sit this out. Need to sit this one out. But we're gonna
I
get the
agree.
conversation
Zizi, you
started.
look all pretty over there. You know, every live, I'm going to land right here. Every live, people are in the chat saying, Zizi, you so pretty. Zizi, you so gorgeous. So
Thank you.
I just felt like telling you tonight.
Thank you very much. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
How you doing, Afro?
I'm good. I'm good. How you doing? How you doing?
I'm good, darling. Good to be here. I'm glad we're doubling back on this too. I've been seeing a lot of nonsense being spread, misinformation. So I'm glad we're here to cover it up. I mean to clear that up because this is absolutely not our issue. This is not our fight. It's not our plight. It's not they ain't even our damn allies. Okay, we really keep it in the bean. That black and brown coalition never really existed. We talked about this in the last live. So that's not our problem. You're right. If we were to be slamming our shit up into cause, I mean, they embellished what black Americans was doing when we were protesting anyways, just to justify some of the nonsense, the violence they were bringing against us. They had to embellish it. So imagine if we were actually out here throwing rocks or trying to slam car, like it would be no. So I mean, it wouldn't be a question that the results for us would be fatal, no matter what the circumstances was, to be honest. So yeah, black people stay out of the way because that's not our fight. I mean, the black Americans who are that may be held up, like the Venezuelan. You know, they ran into the apartments. This is what we talked about last time. Them running to the apartments and they held the Black Americans up for a little while. Stand up for them. That's fine. Check on your people. If you see them running up on it in Black American spaces, make sure they good. Check on us. Make sure we straight. But everybody else, yeah, report to your homeland or report to the people from your homeland because that ain't our problem. It's not our concern.
All right. Yes, indeed. BX, we got some people in here who need to speak. Why is it not letting me? Okay, there we go. So, can you please do us the favors of setting the decorum of the room, and we're gonna get started. Letting the speakers go ahead.
And I gotta say this. You know what voice is missing? What Latino voice is missing? Puerto
Mm.
Ricans who have citizenship who won't get deported. I think you need to get them on board with your movement. So here we go. I'm gonna set the decorum for the panel at this time. I would like to
Chase,
say
I'm gonna
thank
let you go ahead. I invited you up so you can speak, but BX is gonna. She's the mod, so she's gonna set the decorum of the room, and then I want to hear from you. All right. Yes, yes, indeed, yes, indeed. All right, all right. We ready. We ready. Okay.
Yep, we're ready.
Thank you. Chase, you've been saying a lot in the chat room. Now I understand that you're Hispanic, right? So can you tell us where you're from? Your country of origin? Can you tell us? Chase, you can go ahead. Okay, now if you don't want to speak, man, come on now. Texas.
Texas.
That's not a country of origin, brother.
The states, Texas.
So are you Mexican or are you cuz
Oh, can you hear me?
yes, yeah.
Sorry, I was getting a little buggy. Is that better?
It's better. Your country of origin, please. Come on, like. All right, you're slowing the room down.
Sorry, I was getting my dog. I had to walk outside.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Okay, okay. I'll speed it up.
Okay, so your country of origin.
No, what I was saying, U.S., the states.
Okay, where ethnically where are you from? You see how they
I'm
hide it?
American, brother.
You're what?
I'm from Houston. I'm from Houston, man.
Yeah, but are you Mexican? Are you
No, my
Mexican?
dad's Spanish. My
Okay,
mom's English American.
okay.
Where's your
English,
dad
what
from?
English?
Where's your dad's family from?
Mm-hmm.
Spain.
Spain. Okay.
Yes, Escamilla.
Sure. Okay.
Does it matter?
Yeah,
Sure, it
it
is.
does.
It's
Be
important.
accept the
It's a
decorum of
very
the room. But because you
all
were
we have is our
saying that
last
you
name in this
disagreed,
world, by the way.
you were saying that you disagreed with us. You were saying that you disagreed. All right. So what do you disagree with as far as the prompt? Because you've made that clear that you disagree with what we're saying.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, I know this is geographical. Like, there's different views. So, like, where are you at specifically?
Chicago. Mm.
Chicago, the Midwest doesn't think the same as the Southern United States. It's a different battle.
Okay.
So,
So
what I was
what do
saying
you
is,
okay, go
here in
ahead.
Texas, we fight for our people, the states. We protect from the federal government. That's the first thing they teach you in history from an oligarchy standpoint. Black, white, brown here in Texas are ready for bootlickers. That's what you are as an American. You protect your people, God, and this country.
Mm.
So when you know that this is just a game to go into the Hispanic community because they're about to be the majority in the United States. And there's a lot of other issues that I agree with, like, the legal aspect. But the way you don't police a nation, especially that you guys, black people, have suffered a lot of trauma from that situation. I'm not saying you have to support us, but you should probably stand by us and be an ally because we're going to need each other moving forward.
And we're gonna
And
need
that,
each other for what going forward for what?
I mean, we're a growing demographic. We're the fastest growing demographic in the world. We're about to be the majority. You guys offer a lot of value as well.
Okay.
That's
Let's say you're the fastest demographic, you're the fastest growing demographic, okay? Is that because of immigration or is that because of y'all birthright? Is that because y'all coming in the country like by the
We're a
millions?
huge, no, we're all over the world.
Okay. Let's say
Mexicans have been in the southern United States since day one.
okay. All right. Well,
So
no, there
it's
hasn't been
different.
a Mexico
Yeah,
since
yeah,
day
yeah.
one, but okay.
Almost every state in the South is named after a Spanish person, my man.
Okay. really. But
Los
listen,
Angeles, San Diego, San Antonio. Do you want me to keep going? El Paso, New
okay,
Mexico, Phoenix.
Mr. Listen, hold on. I want to get to how we need to ally ourselves because you guys are a growing demographic. Because black people have not been the majority in the country. So
There's
because you
only
guys
40
are now,
million
hold
black
on, I'm
people.
asking, let me just ask the question. So because you guys are now the majority means that we need to ally ourselves with you because you guys are becoming the majority. So you say?
Well, you see that anytime there's a threat, the government and politicians see a threat to their livelihood, they're going to attack people and marginalize people. And that's something that any color shouldn't stand by. You know, all these country Trumpers are against this now, and there's a new wave. It's, are you fighting with the government or for your people
No, I'm
or
saying
not
we
to
need to
stand by
sit this out.
someone?
And you're saying you're advising us not to. You're saying we need to come together. And I'm asking what benefit is that to black Americans? What
Are there millions of black and brown people that agree on that?
no.
I
Clearly
know.
there's not.
So we live in different worlds.
I'm asking, let me ask the question again. What benefit is it to black Americans to fight on the cause for the cause against ICE on the cause of people who are here illegally?
Good versus evil.
Good versus evil. So you
Hardworking
people
people that don't
hold
hurt
on, hold on. So
anybody.
people who come into a country illegally, they're the good ones,
They're
but
being
people who
targeted. We
deport
don't know if
people.
they're illegal. That
uh,
you're profiling people.
Well, no. Well, profiling people. It
That's
seems like they're
illegal.
very. Hold on. It seems like they're very accurate because it seems like every time they run up in a building, they get people.
Yeah,
If
they're
these
targeting
people were,
people.
hold on.
That's
If
not
these
what America
people,
is about.
hold on. If these people were indiscriminately, if ICE was just indiscriminately, randomly just grabbing anybody, they would almost have a success rate of none, of zero. But
There's
it
less
seems
than
like ICE.
1% of the
Hold
population that
on.
is
It seems
undocumented.
as
It's
if ICE
nobody.
is actually being very accurate with their targeting because it seems like every time they go into an apartment complex, go into a factory, go into anything, they leave with
Couple
dozens of
hundred
people.
people. Oh well, wow.
No,
There's
I'm no, no.
millions of
Okay, let me. No, no,
Let
no.
me
Stop
say
doing
this,
that because
Afro.
now he understands that he's losing and he's being disingenuous.
but do you
Okay,
see
because
the
you're making it seem
ramifications
as
of
hold
what you're
on,
talking
he's
about?
making it seem as if people are being indiscriminately targeted. He's saying good
That's the
versus
truth.
evil. These people are breaking into the country. These people are in a country illegally. They're not good. Notice how they keep trying to frame it as if there's some underdog that's being subjugated.
Mhm.
No, you break into any country or you're in any country illegally. Let me ask you a question. If I went to Spain, just answer this. If I went to Spain and I overstayed my visa and the Spanish government wanted to deport me, would you fight for my right to stay in Spain illegally?
Spain is a country, America is a corporation.
No,
Those two
no.
different
Oh,
things.
Answer
please.
the question. Hold on. Notice that they never like to answer that question. Answer the question. If I went to Spain, where you said your family's from, your father's family's
My
from.
dad is.
If
I'm
I went to
American, bro.
where your father's family's from, right?
It
If
doesn't
I
matter.
went to Spain and I said, you know what, I'm gonna stay here forever, legal or not, would you sit up there and fight for my right to stay in Spain illegally? Fight your own government for my right to stay in that country illegally. Would you do that? And would you advise other
Can I give you an
hold
honest
on. Let me
answer?
finish the question. And you would
It's yes
advise
or no.
other Spanish people to fight for my right as a foreigner to stay in that country illegally. Would you do that?
Probably not.
Thank you. Thank
The,
you.
Well, at
you
least
Thank
y'all
you.
didn't
did.
I feel like
you
we're
didn't
getting
say you were
somewhere
gonna
now. Thank
weaponize
you.
the
Probably
military
ain't no
either, though.
probably. You wouldn't.
Yeah.
Y'all wouldn't. And this is the
Well, they don't have
craziest.
guns
Hold on,
over
no,
there,
stop,
so
stop,
it'd
stop,
be a
stop.
little
Hold on. I
peaceful.
gotta talk to the
I
audience now.
just
I
told
gotta talk to
y'all
the
to
audience.
use
This is the crazy
protectionary
part
language.
because they are sitting up there trying to pull this morality thing, and I gotta do is flip it. I say, okay, if the shoe was on the other foot, would y'all be fighting? No.
Nope.
They will tell you straight up that they wouldn't fight for you, but they expect you to fight for them. They wouldn't stand by you doing what they're doing, but they want you to stand by them doing what they're doing. They are literally telling you that. It ain't got nothing to do with no morality. It ain't got nothing to do with no good versus evil. Ain't got nothing to do with no principles. Okay? They will quite literally, like him, sit up there and tell you they would not do what they're asking, they would not do for you what they're asking you to do for them. So you thank you, because you just really highlighted why we need to sit this out. You really did.
Yeah,
All
can
right.
I just ask him a question, Afro?
Hold on, hold on. Do you have anything else to say? Because we got more people want to come up and speak.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead, man. I was trying to meet in the middle, but I guess it wasn't going to happen.
Meet how? No, no, no. How are we going to meet in the middle if your
It's the only
principles
way
are
business
shifty?
is done, man. It's
No, no.
the
If
only
your
way business is
principles are
done. You get
shifty, if you
emotional.
told me you don't want to meet in the middle because you're not,
Yeah, we
you don't
do.
even believe what you're saying. You just expose that you're a hypocrite who does not believe what he's saying. You're talking about us fighting on behalf of
We have
Hispanics
a
out of
fascist
some type
government,
of
brother.
morality. And then I said, okay, if the shoe was reversed, if the situation was reversed and I was in your people's country of origin, would you do the same? And you said no. You would not fight against your own government, and you would not advise the citizens to fight against their own government on behalf of foreigners in their country illegally.
There
Nobody
are a
else
lot of
does that.
Americans
Only in
here.
America. Stop.
Well, everyone's
Only,
ready to
only.
fight.
Don't overtalk, sir. Only in America are you guys asking for the citizens to fight their government on behalf of people who are in their country illegally.
It's the way they're doing it.
Now it's the
Read
way
it.
they're doing it.
Yeah, yeah. That's why we're all. That's why Texans and all
But
of
you,
the
no, no, no,
South.
no, no, because you said you
Trust
wouldn't help
me.
at all. No,
There's
and
no
that's
race
the way they're doing
involved.
it.
You know what
Notice how
oligarchy
they keep
governments
shifting the
do,
argument. Now it's the way they're doing it.
bro.
Moving the
You
goalposts.
don't.
This because this is some white
You do
nonsense.
not
So that's what the fuck this
militarize or
is.
police state American country. We're a sovereign nation, man. We're individual liberty, man.
Why
They've
don't?
been doing
Okay,
this to Black Americans
And
too.
before I
why
go,
then, if that's the case, why do you not use your platform to tell people they need to deport themselves? They can do that if they wanted to.
I don't need to tell people what to
No,
do.
no, no. The thing is that when
You
you
ain't got a
have
problem. Tell us
people,
what to
when you
do.
have members of Trinidad Aragua in this country, then yeah, you do. You have a situation where the conflict can get very dangerous and potentially fatal.
Well, I
So
guess you're
yeah,
right,
you do,
man.
because
You
you're
made some
in
good
your
points.
community, sir, and your community, your people are
Our
kind of like,
community. We
yeah.
live in the same community.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't. You are not
Every
foundation
hood.
Black American. No, we don't. No, we don't. We're not the
Okay,
same.
you've never been to Houston, my man.
Yes, I have, dude.
I've been
Okay,
to
well,
Houston.
Don't make me call. Don't make me call
every
Sister
part of
Whoopi.
town, man, we
Don't make
work
me call
together.
Sister
We
Whoopi
cut
on you
bread.
now.
We do it
Nah,
all,
it's some
man.
anti-black ass Latinos down
All
there. Don't
right.
play.
Y'all see him
They
shift
sure
the
are.
argument. That's enough,
Well,
Chase.
let me finish. Let me
Mexican
get before
That's
you
OT
let me go.
Genesis.
Let me just mention this on this, and this is my thoughts. You know, we got 20 or 30 years in our prime on this life. I don't know. Everyone looks pretty, 20, 30, 40 around that age. Nobody here really cares about if there's an illegal grandma somewhere making tacos at a gas station. We're trying to
You
focus
don't.
on our
You don't speak
family,
for
no, we
our
foundation
do.
Black
money.
We
Americans,
do.
though.
We do. Don't
We
put
do.
it in everybody.
Then
Don't
your
put it in everybody
prioritize
because,
your
and the reason
priorities are
why,
not
and
aligned
the
with
whole
this life.
grandma stuff. Stop.
We're not aligned
Because
with
we
your
do.
life.
Because, and the reason why we do is because if my grandma was in y'all country, y'all would get her out of there.
Right.
Y'all wouldn't make no bones about it either. There would be no mass protest or nothing. If my grandma was up in y'all country illegally, y'all wouldn't be fighting y'all government to have my grandma stay in y'all country. So y'all want us to sit up there and have this big heart and have our heart on our sleeve for y'all grandma when y'all wouldn't let my grandma stay in y'all? No, absolutely not.
Can I say two things? Two things. Mexico, at the time that the Latinos were here protesting deportation while waving a foreign flag in this land, Mexicans were actually marching to their border to stop their illegal immigration problem. So not every country
Mexico
wants
is the eighth
illegal.
largest
Wait, I'm
economy
not
in the
finished.
world.
I
They're
didn't
gonna
land.
protect it.
I didn't land. Right? I didn't land. So here we go. Mexicans were are doing that thing there. So we do have a cultural boundary issue that the Latinos always pass. Always. It doesn't matter if they're Mexican, Dominican, Puerto Rican. I kind of, the Salvadorians and all them other people. I'm gonna talk about the main ones that I know that get on these television shows or get on these syndicated radio programs or even in our community, walking down the block, inward, 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 inward. And when we tell them not to say that, they ask us, who's going to stop them? So that's why we got Nuri Martinez in government saying that she, something about F that guy, he's with the blacks. We have Lulac who said, oh, the Negroes are on their own. He might have said the hard N word. So you have, instead of preaching to us, you need to go to these Latinos who pass our cultural boundaries and talk to them and ask them why do foundational black Americans, because not all black people are the
You
same,
know what? You should
foundational,
ask.
I ain't finished. Why
But
foundational
he
black
is.
Americans are saying you do not respect their cultural boundaries? How can we change this, brother? Because you said you can't tell somebody what to do, but you sure came in this chat room talking about black people need to stand with Latinos. And I told you go to the Latino for Trump live and talk to them, not us. We're tired of y'all. And that's because of what y'all do. I'll land there, Afro.
All right, all right. Let's get to now. I appreciate y'all patience. I appreciate y'all patience. This is gonna be a good one. I can tell.
Do you
This is
mind
gonna
if I
be
Yes,
a
go
is he
good
first?
one.
calling me Puerto
But
Rican? He said Puerto
everybody
Ricans
gotta
go
mute
on
because we
forever.
can't have everybody talking at the same time though.
Yeah,
Can't have
yeah.
everybody
Okay,
talking.
sorry.
All right. But y'all see the shift. All of the people who were like, guys, we're all in this together. We're all in this together. Come on, come on. And then be all like, okay, well, would you all do that for us? No, not really. What? Now let's get you unbelievable. You can speak on the subject, please.
How everybody doing?
Good. How you doing?
Doing all right. I'm black American from Georgia. 34 years. I mean, 35. I meant to say. Um, on the
Happy
subject,
birthday.
on the subject matter. Um, yes, this absolutely is something that doesn't don't have nothing to do with us. It's not our concern. Um, and I'm trying to understand, when did we ever sit around and just like think, oh man, they deporting so many people. Let's go join forces with these people and stop this. That ain't never been on our agenda. That ain't never been something that been our primary focus in this country as black Americans. It ain't something that we just sit around and dwell on. So for him to come up here on this stage with that malarkey he was speaking, it's just outrageous and delusional, because there's never been any unity between black and quote unquote brown people. Because some of us are brown, so I don't even get that terminology. I just call them Latinos. But yeah, now that they feel like they under siege, they feel like, oh, we need y'all help. But they don't show up for us. They don't be there for us. So why would we show up for them in solidarity when they ain't never had our back or showed up in solidarity? None of our causes, none of our fights, none of our liberation movements. People like to point to, oh, it was the Black Panthers. Man, them international folks was
Have you ever been Louisiana?
infiltrators.
Hold on. Can y'all let him speak? Can you let him speak,
Them
please?
folks was infiltrator.
Stop, I thought I was done.
The Asian was an infiltrator. Everybody who it was some black people who was infiltrators too, but we all know that most of the infiltrators was people who wasn't us. I land.
Yeah. Thank you.
It
Thank
may
you.
not be her turn. Is that the
It's
one
not.
right there
It's
with the
not her
heart?
turn. It's not.
Okay.
We're gonna get to Megadon.
Yo, what up? What up? What up?
What's good, bro?
Chilling, chilling, chilling. If anybody didn't know, I'm FBA. I know BX Afro now, but if anybody did. So Buddy ass crazy, right? He sat here and said we allied together. And I'm thinking about the places he was listing. Like we got a Mexican community in Chicago across 26th Street in the back of the woods area. And guess what? It's one of the most racist areas you can go into as a black man. The
Yeah.
moment you get across 26, they dropping the rakes, talking about GDK. They throwing bricks through cars. During COVID, they threw a pole through the black lady and the kids that was driving through their neighborhood windshield. They was saying black people was not allowed to come into their area because we gonna mess up our community. Yet they was leaving their community to come loot and riot and mess ours up. Then you fast forward to some place like California, like he mentioned. BX did an excellent job breaking down the political ways in which they exercise the racism, but there's also a physical racism through gang violence. That is the most racially coded place probably in America when it comes to like the prison politics and the way they operate outside of there. They gang banging to the maximum. Why would we put our neck on the line for anti-black immigrants to stay here and be more anti-black and grow in numbers? We got the anti-black immigrants versus the anti-black whites. Our best bet is to let y'all fight, and then we'll figure out who we got to fight after that. When y'all wounded, because y'all not on our side. I see some. They did a whole podcast talking about the blacks are about to get reparations. We need to stop that, Bardio. I'm like, man, not only is you not for our you willing to actively participate in stopping us from getting justice. Man, you can't tell me nothing about, man. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah,
Brother,
that's it, though.
brother, they be talking about. I know there's racist Hispanics in Chicago. I know there's racist Hispanics in New York. I know there's racist Hispanics in Los Angeles. But in Texas, oh, we together in Texas. We locked in Texas. We racist everywhere else, but in Texas, we're unified. Okay, sure,
Yeah.
sure,
You
okay.
know what that you know what that is, Afro? Sauce Walker. He not us. He a tether who is telling OT Mexican or whatever. It's okay to say nigga. We don't care. We not tripping about that. Dude wasn't us. He had to recant that statement. What they confuse is they think everybody that's heavily melanated is us. So when these people get passes and say they don't care about some of the stuff we actually care about, they think those people are representative of our community, and they need to be able to distinguish. They not FBA, so them trying to speak on our behalf and tell you things we don't care about, and it's just the word, and everybody say N word as long as you say it with a GA is cool. No, we don't operate like that. You're talking to immigrants who have no cultural connection or historical harm from these words in this country, and they have no idea what we think or feel. It's why we get on cold so fast, and they sitting here looking like, "What's the issue? I don't understand." You won't understand it because you're not us.
Excellently put. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. And they don't understand it. Okay. And they be getting all those passes from these non FBA tethers. That's what they be getting. All right. Let's get to Lenny.
How you doing today, sir?
Good, brother. How you doing?
Do I state my age, race, and pronouns, or you guys gonna do that?
Just your yeah, I can already tell your race almost, but your race and ethnic background.
Okay, what's my age then?
I don't know.
34.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It's 20. My age is 20.
Yeah, I don't know your age, brother, but I mean, it's as
Your
long as
age.
you're
You
over
said
18, that's
race,
the point.
Lenny.
I thought you said I can already tell your age.
No,
Okay.
you're
No.
right.
Right.
I can almost tell you a black man. I can,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, right on, right on. No, I'm obviously African American, since you could already tell. Uh, I just before I go and I state my and I and I state what's on my mind. I just want to mention that Sauce Walker interview, or a little live, whatever he did, bro. I'm gonna be honest, man. You gotta have, and this is coming from a 20-year-old, bro. Bro, you know what type of fragile spine and what type of weak ass, like, panty waisted bitch you gotta be to get up there and say he could say the N word after that nigga literally just threatened you. Like, he literally just said, "What the fuck you gonna do about it?" Man, if I was there, I would have bopped that nigga in his jaw, bro. And that's on my little brother heartbeat, bro. And I hate to get up here and sound niggerish, bro, but it is what the fuck it is, bro. You
All
feel
right,
me?
the language gotta.
My bad, bro. But
Okay.
look, bro, I'm gonna be honest. And as far as Mexicans being racist, man, as a 20-year-old who's dated Mexicans in the Bay Area, I'm from the Bay. I've experienced it. I've experienced hella fucking racism from Mexicans, bro. Hella fucking racism, bro. And that shit pisses me the fuck off, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to get all rowdy, but look, man. But look, dude. All right, let me get back on track. As far as national black people, like, needing to like step down and let sit this one out. I agree, bro. I agree because I mean, obviously, I just kind of went on a little tyrant, a little rant, but you can obviously clearly see I agree. But and as far as like Black and Latinos supposedly being united and getting along, that's a myth. Mexican, first of all, bro, Mexican isn't even a fucking race. There are Black Mexicans in Mexico that literally get like subjugated and dehumanized and denied status of being a Mexican because they're Black. Like, you know what I mean? So I just, man, this, I don't know, man. Obviously, I'm tired as fuck, bro. I got on here off on tip, bro, but like, yeah, I don't like cowards like that, man. You gotta have some game about you, bro. Have a spine or something, nigga. Damn, have a spine, bro. Get up here
Okay,
and
I
just
gotta
tap
stop you
dance.
with the language. You're
Yes,
aware
man.
that
I'm
we can't,
good.
right? Please, please. We want to keep the platform up. Let me just confirm
And
what he's
everybody tap the
saying.
screen. We got a lot of people up in here.
Yep,
Everybody,
and do
let's
the
tap the
heart me.
screen.
But yeah, I'm
And do the
sorry,
heart
man.
me.
I
So
don't
I
mean to
just want
mess
to
up
kind
what
of
y'all got.
confirm what you were saying about Mexico. They unalived the first Afro Mexican, right? I think his last name was Guerrero.
Yeah,
They
Vincente Guerrero.
unalived him because he abolished slavery.
Mm.
Yeah.
So,
And they
so
and they had slavery too. It was ended in 1837. It was no different, bro.
Oh,
No
she's trying to
fucking
blame
different.
the Haitians. She says not true. Many Haitians have migrated to Mexico. Let's cut that out,
Yeah,
ma'am.
but
Bro,
the
We're
Black people
talking
built
about white
Mexico
tea
too.
Mexicans, Spanish conquistador descendant Mexicans are subjugating the Afro Mexicans.
now what's
Okay?
just hold on, BX, just to what you said and what she said, just further validify what he's saying, that they don't really recognize a black Mexican as a real Mexican. That's why they all in these Hispanic countries, they put like an afro before the word
Yeah.
Mexican, and then they call themselves the Mexicans. We're just
Right.
Mexican, but you're like a black Mexican, though. They put like an asterisk there. Like your Mexican status is kind of like, it depends. It's still kind of, the
Mm.
jury's still out on your claim to Mexico like that. They don't really recognize them as one of the same. They don't.
So the
They
comments
don't.
are being filtered now. So I'm going to ask Lenny there to watch his language.
Yeah, let's.
I
We're
I
gonna.
really
Yeah,
I
I
okay.
appreciate
genuinely
you, Lenny. We're
apologize.
gonna
I'm
have to
sorry.
get to the next speaker,
Yeah.
just so
Yeah.
Tic
So
Tac
we
don't get
heard
you.
Wait,
you. We
can I
agree
speak
with you,
next? I got
Lenny.
college in the
Yeah,
morning.
go ahead. Go ahead. You were next.
Yeah. All right, thank you. I appreciate it. All right, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not gonna I'm not offend anybody, but I am an enrolled tribal member. I live in Louisiana. I'm not a member of Tunica, Biloxi tribe, but that is a tribe here in Louisiana that has Black Americans and Native Americans, and they're all mixed. It's from the freedmen, and so they dated the Native Americans. So nobody calls them Black Native Americans. They just Native American here because they got a card. If you got a card here, basically ICE can't do anything to you because you got the Indian Bill of Rights that protects you from ICE. Basically, that's why I'm saying like you got to get your tribal card if you want protections. Okay, well, you can say girl, okay, but I'm saying I got a card, and if ICE ever shows me, I can just
What
show
is
them that
your
they got to let me go.
okay? What is your racial classification?
I'm Native American. I'm Lenape.
Okay,
Mm.
if somebody looked at you, do you look more white or do you look more black?
I look more native. I
Oh
look more
hell
native.
no.
Mm-hmm.
I don't look black or white.
Okay, you look more
I got
native.
brown skin. I got long hair that reaches to my
Okay,
knees.
well,
Can I can
thank
I
you, but
articulate something real quick?
thank you. Hold on,
Just to
But
before we
don't
go.
try to
Okay,
deny me
hold
and say
on,
I'm
ma'am.
not Native American. That's not what I'm talking about.
Hold
If any
on.
of your
So you're
FBA
saying,
y'all want to
okay,
deny me Native
okay,
it's
American,
real quick. It's
ma'am,
real
hold
quick. It's
on,
relevant.
because we're
that's
talking
rude. I
about a
never did that to
particular.
y'all.
Everybody,
I
stop.
need you to
We're
calm
talking
down.
about a particular subject about the National Guard, it being involved with
Yeah,
the
they're in
ICE
Louisiana. They
deportation.
come in Louisiana.
Okay, and they come in Louisiana. The thing is that a lot of these people cannot get on these reservations. They don't have a claim to the land. The black people who are, I guess, are a part of that tribe, that's because they have native ancestry. They have
Yeah.
indigenous ancestry. You can't tell immigrants that, hey, if you sneak on to this, there's no
Now,
$5 Indian thing going on anymore. So they're not able to do that. So we're talking about the majority of people who've
no, my tribe
immigrated.
owns me. Sorry, so I'm replying to comments.
We're talking about a majority of people who've immigrated to a whole nother country, okay, and them being sent back. What is your opinion on that?
I don't. Okay, I don't believe that people who have U.S. citizenship should be detained. I feel like if you have U.S. citizenship, they should be able to like see that you have a passport and you got a birth certificate, and they should let you go. But I think that there is an issue of immigrants here because you've been seeing all that stuff of like immigrants like they don't have driver's license and they're killing people. Like that happened in Louisiana. There was this
The
I
lang-
forget what race he was, but he was some sort of immigrant, but he ran over like a kid in a neighborhood and he was a truck driver and he
Mm-hmm.
was driving a big truck. So he shouldn't have been in a residential neighborhood in a big truck. You're not allowed to drive those there. But he didn't
Mm-hmm.
even have a driver's license. He didn't have a birth certificate and he got hired by a truck company somehow. How does that make any sense?
Mm-hmm. Now let me be clear. When ICE picks, like for instance, the situation in Chicago, when ICE picks people up, if they get your identification, they let people go. They let the citizens go. ICE is not holding citizens. They're damn sure not deporting citizens. They might be detained while ICE is going through an investigation, and unless they do something illegal, like try to attack somebody, you know what I'm saying? ICE is avoiding citizens. ICE is focused on a particular set of people. All right.
Yes.
So when they grab somebody, they get their identification, they find out who they are. If they need to go, they go. If they need to be let go, they let them go. So that's what we're doing. That's what's going on.
Yeah, but my issues is that if they resist, like say if you got your paperwork and stuff and you're like,
Mm-hmm.
"Hey, no, I'm not an immigrant, like don't arrest me." They can still arrest you, and then if you fight back, they can still charge you with resisting arrest because they're federal agents. They gave them federal agency. Trump gave them federal agency. So basically, if you put your hands on them or run away, that's resisting arrest from a federal officer, and they can put that charge on you to keep you in jail. That's how they make money in Louisiana. They keep people in jail to do free labor. We have a big issue in Baton
Yeah,
Rouge.
but
That's what they
okay,
do.
and as true as that is, like a domestic issue. But we're talking about ICE as being a foreign issue, though. If American citizen is being questioned by ICE and they run away or whatever the case is, and you're saying that ICE shouldn't pursue them, I
I'm
just
not
want to be
saying
clear on
during.
what
I'm
you're
not
saying.
saying during questioning. I'm saying when they're getting when they're trying to detain them, like saying they're saying I'm a U.S. citizen, you can't detain me. That's resisting arrest. That's resisting that because there's a video. There's a video going around of a Black American saying that Southside Chicago. They got it on Facebook. They still arrest him because he was in an apartment complex with immigrants. So they just said, oh, he's an immigrant too, even though he was saying no, I'm a U.S. citizen. They still detained him. So I
Okay,
don't.
well,
I feel
let
like
me
they
ask
need to
you,
Did you give
screen these
her
people
a?
first.
if that's the case though, wouldn't all immigrants just be able to say, "Hey, I'm a citizen, so you can't detain me"? If that's the cheat code, then all immigrants would just be able to say, "Hey, I'm a citizen, you can't detain me." So ICE wouldn't be able to get anybody if that's the case.
But you can pull
One
up
minute,
their. But the reason they
M.
can't pull up the records is because they don't have
M.
access to police scanners. So they
Okay,
can
wait,
pull up
wait,
their
wait,
records and. Well, I was
M.
responding to him. You can respond
Okay,
to me
no, no,
after I
no.
respond
Because
to
I
him.
want to,
She's
ma'am,
the my
I
baby.
think that you're taking it left. You act like you have not lived in the United States all your life. Ma'am, they've been coming in our raiding Black American places, right? I know people who, at the age of 11, were detained. Were no outcries. Their house was raided. They were slammed to the floors. Was no outcry. I don't understand why people want us to be sympathetic when they're willfully showing how blind they were to the privilege they once had when it was just our community. Like, I don't know why you're here kind of pleading for us to see their case. Stop putting them in our
When did I
communities
plead for
and we
anyone's
won't get
case?
detained.
I'm
Stop
gonna say,
putting, this is the issue.
as
If
far
they
as them
stop
being
putting them in our
detained,
areas,
even
we
that
won't
is
be
too much.
detained.
Even
Stop and frisk
even
ain't never ended.
even the whole situation of Black Americans, quote unquote, being detained, that's excuse me, that's being very embellished. That's being
Yeah.
extremely embellished. Y'all exaggerating. Y'all making it seem like Black Americans are just walking down the street and being detained by ICE. You people are talking about one single incident where in an apartment complex there were Trinde Aragua members in there, and everybody in the building was detained for a few hours, and then the citizens were let back go. Besides that, you there's no other case of just random Black Americans just randomly being detained. They're not doing that. ICE has been deporting people all year long, and they have not been getting Black Americans. So now that there's one instance where a whole building was raided, they're trying to make it seem as if Black Americans are being detained left and right, and that's not the case.
That's not what I said. I said that
No,
the ICE
that is what
agents
it was
aren't
implied.
trained. They go through
what's
a
being
week of training and then they're let off. You know they advertise become an ICE agent on Twitter, on TikTok, anywhere. Anybody, as long as you have a high school diploma, you can become an ICE agent. You don't even have to be trained in like combat prevention or violence prevention or communication. But the issue is that I never said that Black Americans were just being arrested and detained off the street. There's ads that are saying you can just go join ICE. The issue is that not you can't trust every ICE agent because not every ICE agent is a trained officer or has a background in military. So some of them don't really know what the heck they're doing, and so they just do whatever they want. Have you seen that video of that guy just pepper spraying into a frog suit? Why would you pepper spray a frog suit? What's that going to do? And he was an ICE agent because they carry pepper spray, they carry guns, they carry batons, they carry all the same things as an officer, but they don't go through the same. They're going to come get me.
Are you saying
Please
this?
come get me.
I'm still a little confused with what your point is. Are you saying this because the ICE? This is a danger for the illegals.
I'm saying it's a danger for everybody because there needs to be There needs to be something to protect more U.S. citizens.
No, baby,
because you shouldn't even be allowed to be paid.
Hold up. Listen to me. Hold up. I got it. It's clicking. Black Americans have been dealing with police forces that have been literally trained to target us.
Yes, that's true. They have drones.
An ICE agent who is not trained, who's just a regular white T supremacist, is not of the same caliber. So that's not, baby, it's nothing new. We're not dealing, this is not we're not scared. That you can go warn the illegals about that because they not used to this, but we had to deal with slave catchers, baby. This ain't nothing. So, I mean, again,
so they should just be allowed to detain Black Americans
you talking to the wrong
just for whatever?
Using allowed to detain Black Americans, and this is why I keep saying that they're embellishing. And
What did I say? We don't have tribes.
No, because before this incident in Chicago, nobody was talking about Black Americans being detained, arrested, stopped by ICE at all.
They was in DC. They've been in DC for weeks.
Now this incident happened
up here.
Yeah, now this incident happened in Chicago, and they're all like, guys, they've been doing this. No, they have not been. And you haven't seen a situation like that since. It was that one single night where some people were detained for a couple of hours during a raid. And in a raid, everybody gets detained. That's just the procedure of a raid. That's how raids work. Okay? Trust me, Black people, we understand that. That's how raids work. And you guys, are you okay with Black people being detained? No, I'm not. Y'all need to go home so we don't have to worry about this.
Everyone's saying I'm an immigrant. Look at this. What's this say?
Okay, well, thank you. I know you got college in the morning, so we're going to let you get to sleep, okay?
I think she white tea on bed wench. That's
now, I don't believe all that native stuff. I don't believe it. You know, but we're going to move on. Thank you. I know you got college in the morning. You said it. You sound very young, too, so get some, but appreciate it. No disrespect, though. No disrespect. We're going to move on, though.
Afro, did you understand what I said when that's their privilege? They don't get to see what we've been going through for so long. Mm-hmm. And it's also the Kamala effect when he says, I would not help y'all, but you need to cut. He came in here, Chase came in here saying we need to help them. Mm-hmm. So here's the issue. Stop and frisk ain't never stopped in our areas. We've had children slammed on the floor during raids, and sometimes the raids weren't even warranted. We've had children unalived by raids, but nobody really gave an outcry from the other ones. And do you know how long we've been saying they're coming for us, and if y'all don't help us, they're going to come for you? Well, guess what? This is the coming for you, so you don't get to use that on us, whoever be saying that mess there. Black Americans have undergone everything wrong in this country and still managed to thrive and get civil rights for everybody.
Exactly.
And it's abused by you people. And then you come on our spaces when we decided we're going to sit this out because we have things focused on us. But y'all get upset. Black Americans are hateful. They're divisive. They're this, they're that, the third. But y'all are blind to things until it affects you. Now it's affecting you, and we're still working on us. So this
Mhm.
is all a bit disingenuous. You're not here to listen to learn to how we feel or why we feel this way. Not even to take the information back to your community and say, why do Black Americans feel this way? We have this one speaking against them, that one speaking against them. Do you think that's why we did something wrong? No, it can't possibly be y'all. We just gotta understand. Stop pushing them into our areas and don't come at me with segregation or we're being divisive when white tea people demand they don't go in their areas. And guess what? They don't. So stop putting them in our areas. Let them onto your reservations, Miss Native American, if you want them protected. Or you don't want Black people detained. We're going to be detained if they are in our area. It was a DRUG building. It was overrun by GANG members. They had to go in to get the illegal ones who are at fault to that. They detained them. Yes, they checked ID. Those people were let go. Let's not make it more than what it was. Okay? We'll be detained every day. Every
All
day.
right. We're gonna move on. Thank you. Let's get to. I want to invite somebody up because y'all saying a lot in the chat room. So let's get to
Can I go
Heart.
ahead and go?
No, we're gonna get you. We're right next, but we're gonna get to Heart.
Okay.
Yay! Hi everyone.
Hold on.
Can you hear me? So my name is Sophie. To just give a quick recap, I'm so glad that BX brought up education because that's why I'm here. I'm a Mexican citizen. I've been in the U.S. My dad is military, Native American. I've been the one person probably in my neighborhood that has felt like if we don't do something about oppression of someone, it's going to happen to all of us. I lived through DV, and my ex-husband was a what you would consider an FBA member, and so I'm also here to advocate for my
No,
kids.
no, no. We wouldn't
Not
consider
a
anybody
member.
to be an FBA member. FBA is not a membership or organization. FBA is a lineage. You wouldn't say an
Yeah,
African
so
American member. So
yeah. So he's African American from Texas, and so there we had just it was just toxic, and so that's not he's not why I'm here. I'm actually here because when they brought you, I saw the topic of National Guard in Chicago. Black people need to sit this one out. I agree. My dad is an or stepdad is an immigrant from Chicago, and so through him, I've had even though he's one person, it's opened up the opportunity for me to spend time not just over there but spend time within the Hispanic community where I'm already from. And to be clear, the racism exists. I think anybody to come out into any space and say, oh well, brown people, we all stick together, that's bullshit. It's a valid fact to say out loud that no, not only do you know the system be set up oppressively for for you guys first, and I say this as a Native American, the reality is that that continues to exist every single day. And the reality is that it's true that just because someone's experiencing it right now, that doesn't mean that that didn't happen this whole time. And it's selfish to expect someone who's already gone through an extended amount of suffering to say, oh, no, no, now you need to come suffer and expose yourself more because can't you see I'm hurting? Like, fuck no. Where the fuck were you in the beginning? Where were you when all of this was happening? And why haven't you spoken up since? Like, I get kicked out of, I work in politics and I get kicked out sometimes of rooms because if I hear someone say, the word, that I'm not going to say, it fucking angers me. It's such a it angers me in the sense that it's not just an insult. It's bringing somebody's worst traumatic pain generationally into your mouth, and you want to use that in your words. Get the fuck out of here. Shut up. Be quiet. Silence yourself. Learn how to treat people at the very minimum with respect and dignity they fucking deserve
okay, the
before
language
you
we got to be more
speak on it.
PG with the language now going forward.
Sorry, but so that's why I'm here is I wanted to be a part of this conversation to learn because in my communities, people, this is a discussion. I work in a political circle, and so this was a discussion that was brought up literally today, and it was like why isn't anyone out there? And the argument that someone made was if someone doesn't go out there and advocate for themselves, no one's going to. And my kind of counter to that was, where have you been this whole time? Because this whole time, people have been out there advocating for themselves. Black women are the most educated Democrats, period. They've done that for themselves, fighting up a system that's set up to squish them and literally kill them out, like breathe them out of this universe. And so to me, I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend anybody, but
No, it's the language. It's just stuff you can't say on TikTok. That's the thing.
Oh, sorry. I was like I said, I work in politics, so we're a little more open. But that being said, I'm just here to understand and yeah, to answer the question, do I think that black people need to sit it one out? Fuck yes, you do. Fuck yes, you do.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you
We're gonna
gotta
Yes.
move
chill.
on. Yeah, we're
You
gonna
in
move on.
politics?
Thank
Y'all
you.
supposed to be PC. You know how to talk. You know how to talk in a room full of
And
people you
and
can't
you
talk
don't talk
with.
like that in
Y'all
politics.
don't talk
You
like
wouldn't.
that
You
no
would.
damn courthouse. What the hell are
Okay,
you talking
thank
about,
you.
girl?
I said it 3 times. We're gonna get to Angelica.
Yes, it's me. And I excuse my voice. I'm coming on the backside of COVID. So I am Mexican American, first generation here, I guess, as an American. And to answer the question, I've been listening to everything y'all been saying, and I have to say 95% of it I agree with. Should the National Guard be in Chicago? I don't believe so, and I'll touch base on that in a second. And should black people, do they need to sit this one out? And I know I'm going to get a lot of hate from my own people. But yes, you do. This isn't your fight. This has become our fight, and something that it's pretty much like my generation, that first generations of Americans that do have the bloodline and the culture of Hispanic or from Mexico and stuff like that. This is our fight for our people, for our families and stuff like that. And I really feel like I don't know where the rhetoric came from that y'all need to join us. And I feel like, and this is just my own personal opinion, it the rhetoric was brought about to get you to join us. So therefore, when they unalive you, it's justifiable. When if riots break out, if things break out, it's justifiable the harm that they would do to you all because you are our citizens. This isn't your fight. I think you can support if you want to support. I think you can chant from the sidelines. You can, you can do whatever you feel necessary in your community or whatever. I'm from Texas. And so, but I 100% agree with everybody that believes it is not their fight. It's not. It's 100% not yours. This is something that's come along. It's something that was fed to our people. Yes, some came over illegally, with work visas or school visas, anchor babies. We can like go into depth about everything. But at the end of the day, it's just not your fight. And I stand on that
Thank
100%.
you. Thank you for that.
You
Let
know,
me ask you. Let me ask you a question though.
yes.
Do you feel like it's a legitimate fight for you all?
Um, yes and no.
Okay.
I do not believe in, illegal immigration, right? But to say I don't live it or live around it, I would lie to you, right? So I think it's a false, it was a false American dream that was fed to people that when you're here and you're on a work visa or school visa and it expires, it was I'm going to say miscommunication, misrepresentation, that if you had a tax ID, you had a house, you had a job, you were living the right way, that when your kids became the age to be able to petition for you, then that would be okay. So there's a lot of people that I think a lot of people think that, people working off of, fake IDs and this kind of stuff. And that's not the case at all. Like you can literally get a tax ID. You can purchase a home. You can, do all these things and still not be legal, and so that's as an anchor baby, you can petition to stay here. You can't benefit off of any benefits from the government. Any assistance, you automatically get deported. Um, and until your kids become of age, can they petition for your citizenship? So there's just a lot of so I'm advocating for the ones I do believe there has to be a cutoff, right? We can't just our borders are not open. I believe if people would have known that they can seek asylum, that they would have been more gifted, I guess you would say, than just crossing the border and or getting a work visa and then letting it expire or whatever the case may be. I advocate in my community that if you really care about your own people, then why are you not moving into doing immigration law Why are you not moving into places to make yourself more, immigration law has like it's at a 10%, you can try to you can get a case, um, processed today, but your court date is in 7 years.
Mm,
Like that, they're giving
mm,
out citizenships to people that have already passed away, that have waited
mm,
in line, you know? And so it's very chaotic. It's very um, filled with a lot of false hopes and stuff like that. My concern um, is, and anybody can correct me if I have misinformation, then please do. I'm open to, people educating me or me, I'm open to anything. So we passed a federal law where corporations can buy single family homes, right? So when a lot of these people are deported that have tax IDs, that own homes, that own multiple homes, and our housing now goes to crap, people need to be prepared to purchase those homes, and or these corporations are going to come in, they're going to raise rents, they're going to raise the cost of living, and then it's just going to be more detrimental to the people that are still here, like actual American citizens.
okay.
That's a concern I have. So I feel like just getting rid of everybody isn't a good plan. Stopping the influx of coming in, absolutely. But what do we do with those people that have homes and roots
Mm,
and have never even stepped foot in Mexico or their motherland? Maybe don't even speak the language,
okay.
and you're gonna uproot them and send them back because.
Well, you're kind of, if
Go
you're
ahead. I'm
saying
sorry.
they never step foot, you're referring to people who were born on this land,
Well,
right?
no,
I'm
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 referring
asking.
to. Oh no. I'm referring to people that, like I said, came. Let's say they came on a work visa when they were
Well, if they
17.
came on the work, okay. Well, if they came on a work visa, they would have to come from someplace else.
No.
If they came to America on a work visa, they would have to
Mhm.
have been someplace else.
Oh, like if they came from Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would have
But
to come from some other country.
yeah, they came from Mexico, but that's what I'm saying. But once their work visa like runs out, like say the 2 years run out, and they don't renew their work visa, then they're considered illegal,
Uh huh.
right?
Yeah.
So let's just say, you came over,
Uh,
you worked for a year, 2 years, and your visa was about to expire. You didn't renew it, but you continued to work, right?
uh,
Because you have all your, employers don't, update their renewal process or whatever the case may be. You purchase a home, you build you establish yourself here. You're not a criminal. You are a criminal. Don't get me wrong. You are a criminal because you are now illegal. But, um, like there's just got to be some like
I think they gotta go
medium.
too.
Did you say that they don't get
Honestly.
social services? Didn't you say that if they get social services, they get
So an
deported?
anchor baby cannot get social services. Um,
oh,
if you're illegal,
but
some
okay, let
people,
me.
yeah.
Okay, I want to
Go
say
ahead.
this though. If you have an apartment, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you are a landowner and you rented your apartment out to somebody, they sign a lease. All right.
Mm-hmm.
They say I'm gonna live here for 1 year. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of that lease, if you do not renew that lease, whatever date that is, they gotta go. At the end of
Absolutely.
that lease, they do have to go. They legally have to go. And if they say, hey, I don't want to go, I like it here, I like the neighborhood, I've been paying the rent on time. Even if they
Mm-hmm.
were paying the rent on time, if they don't have a renewed lease that
Mm-hmm.
permits them to stay in the place longer, then they have to go.
They got to go.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And
So
this
no, I one
principle exists everywhere in the world.
right.
So the whole thing of like there should be an exception made for immigrants in America is something that we're not getting. It's not catching because
Right.
this exception is not advocated for anywhere else.
Understandable. But if you allow okay, so the lease is up. I'm just going to bring it into your terms.
Okay.
The lease is
Wait,
up, and you
wait.
have
Are you
100
asking?
properties.
Can the anchor baby stay? Like they came here, overstayed their visas, but the children Are you asking, can the children of immigrants, what happens to them?
No, 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 no.
Okay,
So,
okay.
hold
I
on,
had to
sorry.
make
So
sure.
let me
All
just,
right.
so what you were saying about the lease, okay?
Uh-huh.
So you own 100 properties and you have
Uh-huh.
poor management. So you don't realize five out of your 100, 200 leases are still in those housing, correct? And
Okay.
you let that go. You're still collecting the rent, but you didn't realize the when your lease was up. And you're collecting the rent, and you're collecting the rent, and you're collecting the rent. And then 15 years later, you realize, I've never increased that rent. I've never renewed that lease. And so now you're saying, now you got to get out within the next 30 days. Like, they're,
Yeah, you
they're,
still got to get the hell out.
But the
I
thing
forgot,
is
my
that
bad, but you got
the
to go.
thing
You got 30
is that
days.
they know. Yeah, like Zizi said, yeah, you still have to go. And the
mhm,
thing
Still
is
got to go.
that they know that at the
it's a
end of
risk they're
this
taking.
date, I have to move out. If they
Hmm.
stay any longer, even if they stay for another year, another 5, another 10 years, if they stay any longer, they know they're on borrowed time. They know they don't have a legal right to stay at this property. The lease is what gives you the legal right to stay at that property.
No, understandable. So,
So yeah, it's the same. It's the same thing. If they don't
yeah.
have a legal right, if you overstay your visa, whether that's a work visa, school visa, whatever,
Mhm.
or if you violate any rules of agreement that you have to sign before coming into the country, that terminates the lease or the contract, and that's just it. And it would be the same thing if we went to Mexico. There are things that you cannot do in Mexico that an American citizen can't do in Mexico. If
Yeah,
I
you
went
can't
to
become a
Mexico,
citizen.
if I went to Mexico
Hmm.
for a weekend and I said I'm just here for a weekend, I'm just here for Friday to Sun, I'm gonna leave Monday, and then on Monday I said, you know what, I'm not going anywhere, I like it here. The Mexican government is gonna grab me and take me up out of there
Hmm.
because I had an agreement that I was leaving at this certain date, and unless I extended that, unless I got that in on paper extension, then I know I was supposed to have left.
Right, absolutely. And I'm not in disagreement with that. What I'm trying to say is it's the government, like you just said, it's the Mexican government that's going to go in there and tell you it's time to leave. And what's happening now is what I'm trying to say is like 15, 20 years later, now you're asking for people to leave and as they should, right? I'm not in disagreement as you should, but now you're moving like masses of people. So I'm thinking of our economy here and what's going to happen to all of like we've done the I mean it's been going on for years for people to stay past their visas. No one's coming to check. No one's coming and knocking on the door saying, hey, so and so was registered to be here for 6 months, where are they at? Like where do they go? And come and come and come like a landlord would, right? So these people have moved and moved from here to there to there to here, and now you're doing a mass cleanup,
Okay,
but there's going to be a destruction left
I
behind
see
is
what
what
you're
I'm
okay,
saying,
saying.
but
but
I
the
think that's the
argument you're
problem.
making,
Zizi,
ma'am, the
That's
argument you're
not
making
reason enough.
ain't landing. Because if
Angela,
they knew they
it's
were
not reason
supposed to
enough.
go, if they knew they were supposed to go, yeah, we all like, yeah, but you allowed me to stay for this long. It at the end of the day,
You still got to go. And I'm
yeah,
not
at the end
disagreeing
of the
with
day, it
you.
doesn't matter
Got
how
to go.
long they've been allowed
Yeah.
to stay here illegally. They can't make the argument that they should stay just because they've been here long. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
and
And
they don't have a right because they were able to stay for a certain
no,
amount of
you're
time.
absolutely right. They don't have a right. But what I'm trying
can
to
I
say is,
interject
go
here?
ahead. I'm sorry.
Can I interject?
Yeah, and then we're
Because
gonna
you're
move
bringing
on
up
to some of the other
houses and
speakers
all this
because
other stuff. But remember how many Black Americans had land taken from them
Hmm.
erroneously, and when they went back to court to get it back, the court ruled in the white people's favor. A lot of things aren't fair. We've been battling certain issues as far as
Oh,
housing,
absolutely.
assets, land, and so for people who are here under certain conditions, they agreed to take the good and the bad of the country they migrated to. Unfortunately for them, they didn't keep renewing their lease, as we're calling it, their citizenship, their
Hmm.
naturalization.
Hmm.
So the bad part for them is that they got to go. They
Right.
have to. And if you're worried about the houses, it's going to go back up on auction. The city will keep whatever money, or the person who's getting deported may keep whatever money. But it happens. It happens to us too, except we can't get deported. But they do practice what is that eminent domain when they snatch our land.
That
We
is
just had
correct.
the
It's called
Gullah
intimate,
Geechee.
intimate domain. Yes, ma'am.
Right. So we just had the Gullah Geechee go, I think, to the UN for protection. because they've been in South Carolina for so long. But you know their history, and they're trying to take parts of their land. It happens, but you got to follow the laws. You got to go to your landlord and say, "Hey, I didn't renew this. Let's get this started." You knew that. Did they think the Democrats were going to stay in office forever? They knew there was a possibility Trump would
Well, I
get in,
think they wake
and
up
a
every
lot of
day
them
knowing there's a
voted for him.
possibility. Like you live in
Yeah.
that fear every single day. So to say that people are shocked, I think if you actually get down into the communities and stuff, they're not shocked. Are they scared? Absolutely. You know, as they were scared 2 days ago and a year ago and 3 years ago and 7 years ago and generations ago, you know. So I'm not in disagreement with anything like what you're saying. Like, yes, illegal is illegal, period. But,
Right.
you know, going back to answer, it's our fight. It's our um
No,
it's our medium.
it's man. I'm gonna be honest. You are sending mixed signals. You are saying one thing and then kind of retracting that because
Well,
you're
it's
saying
our fight, is what I'm trying to
it's
tell you.
yeah,
It's
it's
not
your
yours.
fight. You're fighting
You've
for
been
what?
answered that question.
You hold
Angelica
on.
Fighting for
You're
my
already
fighting.
answered
You're
family.
it. She
fighting
said
for
it was
what?
our
Because
fight.
you just established that it was illegal and it's
Yes.
something that shouldn't be done. And now you're saying it's your fight. You want to fight for something that shouldn't happen? Is that what you're saying?
I'm fighting to keep our families together.
Fighting for the
But
exceptions.
you
Got
just
it.
said that it's illegal
It
and
is
they
illegal.
can
I'm
be
not
sent back. So
Hypocrite.
what do you?
disagreeing with you that
Why
it's
are you?
illegal.
Hey, Afro,
Let's
can I
move
ask you
on.
something?
Okay.
Angelica,
All
can
right.
I?
Thank
It's
you.
like three
Because
people
this
speaking
is
for a minute.
this is just going to fighting for your
Angelica,
families to be
I
to
think
stay together, ma'am. Everybody can leave.
Yeah.
Nobody is being kept here.
Everybody could stay in their homeland too.
And if that's the case, if you want to fight for that, then fight for everybody to do the right thing as far as the immigration law is concerned and renew their lease. But these people are like trying to hide in sanctuary cities so they don't have to renew the lease. There are people who renew their lease all the time and they don't have to worry about it. You know, but unless we're gonna have to move on though. Let's move on.
Mhm.
Thank you.
and
But thank you though. Thank you.
No, you're welcome.
Let's get to Torbo.
To answer your question, if the National Guard in Chicago, black people need to sit this out. I agree with Angelica. It's our fight. I believe it's not your guys' fight. You know, everybody has their time and moment in this country. Unfortunately, it's just the way it's always been. So, just to answer that question, because you know, it's our fight. At the end of the day, we got to deal with this. We got it. Whoever wants to support and help, we appreciate it. Me personally, I speak for myself. Can't speak for everybody, but I know I was there for my Black Americans. Who I grew up with. I actually am a founder of a BLM movement in my city, Chandler, Arizona. If you look up Chandler BLM, I am the
Nah, we don't trust
co-founder of that.
BLM. Not a good thing to
So
flex. I will move
if that's
past it.
what you say. That's you guys. I understand. Some
Move
people
past
support it, some people don't. But at the end of the day, I know
Well, let
what I
me.
did in my city. I got the first Black African American elected after 40 years in
Oh
Chandler,
Lord.
Arizona. Odin Harris. You can look it up if you don't
Okay.
believe me. So in my city, and I'm from Arizona, where I'm from, I'm making a difference. I stand with my Black people. I stand with everybody. Most importantly, I stand with the human race, and I
Mm.
support
What do you
anybody.
no? You stand with? What do you think of slavery reparations?
I'm 1,000% against it. I don't think
Well,
you know.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the
This is
thing.
so funny. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. You're 1,000%
Said
against
that,
slavery reparations.
he
Go ahead.
said that thing so
Yeah,
fast.
he with his chest, didn't he? Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead. Tell us why you're 1,000% against reparations, Mr. BLM.
Sorry, my bad. Got people calling me on the phone, trying to multitask right now. So
That's
long story
ICE.
short, I said that size. I'm weak. No. So I mean, like I said, I was answering the question. I don't really want to get off topic because
No,
at
that's
the
on
end of the day,
topic. That's on
you know what I
topic
mean.
because you started off talking about your black credentials, your pro black credentials, how you started a BLM chapter or movement or something and you got some black person elected here. You ran off about your black credentials. So then I brought up reparations. Now that you said no and you felt the temperature of the room shift, now you don't want to talk about it. No, let's keep talking about your black credentials then. You started it with that.
No, I just let you guys know a little bit of background about what I did in my city, in my Arizona, like where I'm from. That's it. Like
Okay.
it was just a little quick background, not to sit there and brag about it, just to let people know that I
Nah, he
stand
was
united
bragging.
with my
No,
Black
no,
Americans.
let
people
me
that I
see,
know, what I
because
grew
the
up with.
thing is, and a lot of them, and I want the family to understand this, a lot of them use BLM because that was trending at the moment, so they can piggyback that and they can leapfrog other agendas. Okay, a lot of these Black Lives Matter chapters that were getting donations and getting all of this stuff, that was there to support other causes and other issues and other groups of people. So don't be fooled with that. Well, Black Lives Matter, because a lot of y'all was using that money for a bunch of other stuff. A lot of y'all was using that clout and stuff like that, the Black Lives Matter clout, for a bunch of other stuff. He's talking about he set up some Black Lives Matter chapter. I asked him about reparations. He damn near said F no. Okay. Immediately. He didn't even think twice about it. So I can only tell, like, what I have to ask, what good was your Black Lives Matter chapter if this is your stance on reparations? You didn't even think about it. What good could your Black Lives Matter chapter have been? Unless you were just saying Black Lives Matter because that was the thing at the moment, but it was really to benefit other groups of people.
Well, when he started with trying to list off all these bullshit things he did for black people, he already started off on the wrong foot because you are in our land, baby. That's the least you could do. We got you over here, buddy. So yeah, you could contribute to a Black Lives Matter. You could get somebody elected. You
I
could,
stand with my
yeah,
people,
that's
but
the least.
I'm gonna
Hold up,
correct you
that's the
though. It's
least you
not
can
your
do. We're not
land.
in your land, baby. I don't got to do a damn thing for you because you
You
ain't
could
did
be
shit for
Mexican
us. Your
respectfully, so you
people,
can't.
damn what you did. Your people ain't doing nothing for us. So yes, because you're
Can't
benefiting
witness
off
and
the
want to
land
speak.
that my ancestors had to bleed on for your ass to get over here, the least you can do is do that. What do you want,
Hey,
a
can
little
I ask
round
him
of
a
applause? You want
question?
a cookie? What the fuck? It's not the same. I don't got my plight. It's not the same as y'all's. We
Sorry,
don't owe
man, because
y'all
you
a
didn't do
damn
nothing
thing.
for your
We're not in
people. If
Mexico
you didn't do
trying to fight
nothing
to
for
stay
your
over
people,
there. This is not the same, y'all. This is that white supremacist
what did
backwards ass thinking logic.
They're not even
That's
from
how
If
white
you
not
if
Mexico.
say
you
something.
if you keep coming off your mic, you're gonna get
Entitled
dropped.
as hell. It's a title. That's crazy. And then got the nerve to say F no to reparations. Baby, we know. Of course. Get your disingenuous ass on somewhere. We already
Yeah,
know. I peeped as soon as
family.
you started listening to that bullshit.
Thank you. And I want it to be known, don't let them pull that Black Lives Matter stuff out. Don't let
Come
them
on.
do that. Because you can tell just because somebody was a Black Lives Matter supporter, don't mean they cared about black people or the
Come
black
on.
issue at all. They used Black Lives Matter so they can push their own agenda for their own community. Black Lives Matter was something
no,
that
that's
they
not true.
piggybacked off of. And immediately they turned into the anti-black bigots that they really are. So, and first off, Black Lives Matter, that was the organization aspect. I'm not talking about the movement, but the organization aspect was anti-black as hell anyway.
As
It didn't do
hell.
nothing for black folk, no way.
Has
That's not
nothing to
something
do
you
with
could
black
really
people.
ride home about.
Hey, I wanted to ask him a question after
All
we
you
like.
know is different in my seating is different where I'm from, and there's proof.
Yeah, it's
No,
always
no,
something
Hey,
no,
different where
we
I'm
so
ain't
from.
gonna
Them
do that.
California
No,
so
shit
how
we
you
like.
feel
because
about how you feel
you
about LULAC?
exposed yourself for being an anti-black. Okay, for having your anti-black racism with your stance on reparations. And his stance on reparations, because he's not the only one, is why we don't feel sad that they're getting deported. Because they ain't here helping us like that, no way.
Hey, Afro, I wanted to ask him about the LULAC organization, how he feel
Go
about
ahead,
that.
go ahead. Ask him about the LULAC.
Hey, Turbo, so you part of the LULAC organization also?
Hell no.
I mean, you for the BLM movement. I mean, what's the difference? You
What's the
don't support
difference?
your people?
Blue light stands for the police officers. Blue light stands for the people that want to be racist and just use a name to cover it up.
That's not just for police officers. You must be well misinformed, I guess.
Inform me what
That's the
blue
whole
light.
movement y'all been pushing on us our whole time, and we didn't even understand your agenda. We thought y'all was with us. Talking about the black and brown pride stuff. That stuff is just, man. We wide awake right now. We know what the game is. So we ain't playing it no more. Y'all can go home wherever y'all from. 'Cause y'all ain't even from Mexico either. So don't even try and pull that one. You know what I mean? So y'all need to really do some soul searching. All this disrespect y'all done did to us all this time, and we done had enough of it. And I'm from California. I'm from Atlanta. The disrespect from you guys. I'm telling you, we tired of it. We ain't allowing. We ain't taking no. We're not letting bygones be bygones no more. It is
Mhm.
what it is now.
I stand with my people. I know what I did. I know I was out there myself physically. Not many could say that. Anybody can sit there and say what they want. but they ain't really
You
out
just
there with
told us
shit.
what you about, dude. Nobody's even no. And here's the thing: all of the credentials you said, nobody was questioning until I asked you about reparations, and you let it be known what your stance is. And as far as this, I want everybody, because there's over 300 people in here. I want everybody to understand reparations, slavery reparations, is how they really feel about black people and how they really feel about black American progress. When they say no to that, they're not a legitimate ally to black people. Okay? They don't legitimately care about the success of black people. He instantly said, not just no, absolutely not. He said, absolutely not to reparations. Okay? So that shows us what his stance are as far as black people, really. All of that performative stuff that nobody can really prove that you really did. You're saying that you did all this stuff that we can't really validate. But all of that stuff, if you did do it, is performative and disingenuous.
May I chime in? I want my people, foundational black Americans and those of the lineage who could identify as such, to understand that there was a Pew study, right, done, Pew research study, right? And they polled a certain amount of Americans, whether they were black, Latino, and we do know that there's different type of ethnic groups within the black race, Asian, Native Americans. How does everybody feel about reparations for black Americans? 77% of those polled said they opposed it. 17% of those were black people, but I'm willing to bet they were the other ethnic group. But we do have some coons in our lineage who would wonder what we would do with reparations. We had another study who said after George Floyd, they polled certain demographics and black people and black Americans felt that things would turn better for us. We'd get the anti-hate crime bills that we were asking for and stuff. About a year or two later, they repolled those people, and over half said nothing will ever change for black Americans. Now, mind you, and so they had no more hope that they had immediately after the whole world came together because they were bored in the house during the CVID, and wanted to do the what they call the right thing. So I bring all this up to say we are such an open book. I never got polled for Native American reparations. I never got polled for the small hats. The Latinos do get incentives, right? That we're just not privy to. Their leaders move in silence. We're an open book. So we are polled on everything, and they oppose what can repair our communities. The same communities that they turn around and say are trash. The same communities they put their business in and siphon a part of our wealth to become their wealth that they monopolize and lock us out of. These people say no to what can repair us so we could have a leg up and an equal standing and also demand justice for our people. So when I bring up the poll about BLM and how things would change, they dropped the ball on us. That's why when they come up here with BLM, I'm like, oh yeah, here we go. Because they never followed through. Yes, they went outside to march, right? But weren't they looting? Wasn't there looting? Wasn't there businesses being, brick stoned windows and stuff? So my whole point is this: we don't have no allies. I don't care what they say they did. When they mentioned BLM, which is Caribbean founded, if not mistaken, they changed their mission statement to remove the black men, which is the nucleus of the black family. To be pro-black, you got to be for the black family, whether it's traditional or not. You got to include black men. You can't separate us by gender. So BLM sort of stood against things that are our core values, right? Things that we want to repair. And everybody, 77% of Americans say we don't deserve reparative justice. Yeah, all we have is each other. I'm a land there.
Yep, I think that proves that we don't really got no allies. Thanks for verifying that and
I would like to
validating that.
say something up to you, Afro, respectfully. So I'm gonna be honest. I was wondering how everybody was coming at me sideways, and I answered the question incorrectly. So it's fine. Everybody can say what they
You
want to
gave
say,
at the end of the
but
day, you wanted to come up and give your stance. You gave your stance. Now
no, I just want
you
to say,
messed up. You
for
messed up
not
because I didn't ask about no black allies or black friends. You said that with your own volition. You came off with that. You opened up talking about your black allyship credentials. You opened up talking about that. And then the second I asked you a question about reparations, all of your black credentials just sunk. And now don't make it seem
Respect
like
that. I'm
anybody's
just no,
doing you unfairly. I
no. You
asked
guys are
you,
good. I'm
and
saying
the
no. I
only reason, hold
misinterpreted.
on, the only reason I asked you that is because you came off with your pro-black allyship credentials. That was you who did that. You the one who put your foot in your mouth.
Respect, and that's why I want to be honest, and I want to say I misinterpreted that word. So I ain't gonna lie. I educated myself on it right now a little bit more to make sure I didn't misheard something, and it turns out that I answered that incorrectly, and that was my fault. So after I educated myself a little bit more on it, at the end of the day, that I responded wrongly, and that's the truth. You know what I mean? I'm a man enough to admit to that
Okay.
because I was wrong for that, and I shouldn't have said no. It should have been hell yeah, because at the end of the day, when you read more about it, that's what you know what I mean. That's what started shifting everything in America, and that was a big W for the black community in America. And I had to educate myself on it because that's what I believe in, and I know I stand with my brothers and sisters that where I'm
Oh,
from.
well,
I
okay.
can't
So
speak
just
for
real quick,
everybody.
because it's late and I want to get to everybody. So now you support reparations. Now it's a hell yeah.
Hell yeah, because I got
Oh,
educated
okay.
on it. Now people
Oh,
Okay.
can tell me
brother,
if
Just
they
now.
piss me
want,
off, man.
No, the
Damn. Okay.
meaning
All
of
right. Oh,
reparations.
but
well,
What
I
did
do come
he?
from an
What did
honest.
he?
you see, we
Wait,
got him, guys.
Afro.
Now he wants reparations for us.
Wait, we
Okay,
gotta
that was
make
quick,
sure he
wasn't it? Okay,
understand what
we're gonna have to move
reparations
on
is.
though. We're
Oh, I want to
gonna.
make sure he understood what reparations is, because Google will tell
Understood
you
it. The
anything.
terminology
Sometimes
is
Google is
he,
wrong.
he
true.
getting beat down. That's why he agreed with reparations. Now, okay, that's what.
No,
Okay,
the
okay. I
terminology
didn't
was
You didn't
off
understand.
for me,
Okay,
man.
all right.
I'm being honest. I misunderstood that, so that's my fault to everybody on here. At least I'm being a man enough to admit my
Okay,
mistakes. You
okay.
know what I mean?
Yeah. Thank you.
But
Thank you. Hey.
I just wanted to clear that up because I had to look it up real quick, get educated, and I'm like, yo, what am I missing? So, hey, my apologies to everybody.
Okay. All right, but we got to get to other people. We got to get to other people.
All right,
All
you guys
right.
have a blessed night, man. Thank you. And like I said, just to answer the question, is it's our fight. Those that want to support, you're more than welcome. But we're not begging or asking anybody to stand with us. But whoever wants to, that's everybody has their own option, their own opinion. You know what they stand for, what they fight for.
Okay. All right.
It's not
You
really a
have a good
fight,
one.
you know. They keep
You
saying fight. Just want
you
to
have a
clarify,
good
it's not
one.
really a fight.
Let me ask y'all. You have a good one. Thank you though. Let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all want to fight with somebody who doesn't know what
No.
reparations mean?
Hell
Y'all
no.
y'all want
Hell
to
no.
fight with somebody who has to Google after being drugged by a bunch of
Hell
people
no.
about reparations?
That's insane.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know what it meant. What did you think it meant before when I said reparations
Right.
that you said hell no to? What you
Yeah,
think that meant?
You didn't say hell.
Okay,
You
he
so
said
y'all
ain't
want to
dumb.
fight
he
with
said
him?
1,000% no. What's what you like?
Believe me, he
Yeah,
knows
Like
what
what?
reparations are.
Absolutely not. Oh, I
yeah,
didn't
he
know
know
what it meant. I
he
thought you
know what
said
they
something
are.
different. Okay. All right.
And they feel like they, like
Woo.
that one show that they got, that was real popular from the Mexicans from Southern Cal. I don't know if they're
Mhm.
from LA or the IE, but you got a little show. He's popular talking about if we get reparations, then they're definitely owed reparations, and they're against us getting reparations. That's one of the ones that really started that
Mhm.
anti-reparations thing with us against us.
Yep. That's true.
Man, hey, can I say something, man? These a lot of the Latinos, they very racist and
Black.
anti-black towards our people.
Oh,
We got people before you, like Miss Terra. She was up
yeah, I
here.
was about to get to Tara. Real.
Yeah,
She
Oh
been waiting
my
for a minute
bad, my
too.
bad, my
no
bad.
problem.
Yeah. Tara,
Let
you
me
got
let
it.
I can speak, bro.
Okay, thanks. I was somewhat going to respond to Angelica because based on her analogy, it's just in this whole situation, I just always think like, where's the accountability for not doing what you're supposed to do to stay in this country? To shift the blame to, oh, catch me when you can is basically the mentality of it is catch me when you can. And because the government was not, quote, um, taking inventory, for lack of a better term, all of a sudden that becomes the government's fault for not doing what you're supposed to do. You
Mhm.
knew the law when you came here, and the fact that you wanted to take the risk all these years, that's your fault. There's no other way to look at it. I mean, you're coming to this country, you want to stay in this country, but you don't want to do it legally, and everything's a but. I've been here so long. Okay, well, why haven't you, even if you say the immigration law takes 7 years, the fact that, you feel like you have to fight and you don't really want to show your alliance with the country, you bring up the Mexican flag, you disrespect the people in America, and then want to fight to stay here. Like, I don't understand. I kind of want to get a response from like a Mexican and get their.
Let me know so I could explain to you. Oh,
Okay, we have a Hispanic. You got to turn your camera off. Only the co-host can have the camera
all
on.
right, go ahead. I'll turn my camera on.
Okay.
Okay, so what this is it's deeper than what any of you guys are probably thinking right now. You guys probably do believe in an American dream and believe in a border, but this goes deeper into our ancestry about what's going on right here. And this is about a tribal war. Really, this is about tribes. Okay, a lot of you guys right here on this panel probably think that you come from Africa, and maybe some of you do.
No.
But the majority of you, wait, let me finish, bro. With all respect,
I'm gonna let you go.
I'm coming at you with respect.
Well, just, hold on. Let me say this. Let me just say this right quick.
The majority of you guys don't.
You can finish, sir, but just don't project your thoughts on us. You just said, I know you guys think it's an American dream. You don't know what the fuck we think. I know you guys think you're from Africa. You don't know what we think. You're assuming.
I didn't say all of you.
So you're assuming. I just need you to keep it to your opinion. You don't got to project on us. Just say what you need to say, sir. Get to the point.
And I am giving my opinion, but you're interrupting me. So
yeah,
if you were,
I'm a co-host. I can do that, and I'll do it again. You see how that works? So get to the point. Thank you.
See, that's why you got immaturity right there, interrupting.
Get to the point. I could just disconnect you, brother. It's up to you. I'm giving you a shot, but get to the point.
Talk over like that. You should conduct yourself as a woman.
Okay.
Don't be
get
like
to the point.
I am. Stop interrupting.
Hold
So
on.
what this is about, this is about.
You see how we do that? You see how I can do that?
Brief.
You see how I can do that? I just wanted him to let him know that I can do that. Right. So when I tell you to get to the point, nigga, get to the point. I was very nice about it. I just said don't project. Because you already coming off, you're already starting off wrong by assuming what the fuck we think and you don't even know. You're already wrong off rip. But if you want to give your opinion on what you think about the topic, that's fine. Just don't come over here assuming what the fuck we think. It's very clear. Y'all want to bring it back up, that's fine. But don't say nothing to me, sir. Get to the point. Like I said, I'll bring your ass back there. Go ahead. Let me get some right there.
So I just want to say this to the non-FBA in the room. Please don't come up here and say what we think about who we are, right? Because we are in a resistance. Well, we are in a movement actually against our government, and all of y'all are jumping in the way, right? So please don't come up here and say what you think we may think. Ask what we think about who we are. Let us define who we are for you. And I believe that's ZZ's whole point. Exactly. And it's irksome, y'all. It's irksome to the non-FBA in the room, okay? Let us tell you who we are. Don't assume you know, period.
Regardless of the fact we know we're American, even if, let's say we all thought that the only black people in the world were in Africa and we all came from Africa to America, whatever you think that we thought, we know we're citizens. Whatever you think we thought, we know we citizens and we know you're not citizens. That's the point.
Exactly.
All of this, it's about a tribal, cultural. No, it's about you not being a citizen of this country. Notice that they don't pull that stuff when it comes to immigrants coming to Mexico. When it comes to his other Hispanic immigrants from Latin countries immigrating into their Latin country. Hispanics don't be allowing Venezuelans just to run up in the joint like that. The Mexicans, I say Hispanics, Mexicans don't allow other Latinos from outside countries to just be running up in the joint like that. They don't be doing that. All of this is about this. It's a deeper reason and a deeper spiritual cause. Oh, man, miss me with all that. And you knew she was a co-host because I told you only the co-host can have the camera on. So he knew that.
He did.
And that's what I mean by accountability. Like, there's never just the straight, yes, we're here illegally. We need to work on ourselves. Like, we need to figure this out. Like, it's always just some long-winded, but. And I don't understand. It's not really a hard concept. It only becomes hard when it's them. When it's other situations, it's not a hard concept.
Mm-hmm. And this is what I'm saying with the Angelica girl. You are literally, it's our fight. What are you fighting? and you can't really say anything because your fight is not legitimate. It's not a legitimate fight. It's really not. And no matter how many times they be like, "Don't worry about it. It's not our fight." Y'all shouldn't be fighting this fight either.
Yeah.
It's not a good fight to fight. And y'all know
So
that because we had a speaker earlier. If I said, if I was to go to Spain, would you be fighting for my right to stay in your country illegally? He said no. Because they wouldn't be fighting for our right to go in their country and stay illegally. They wouldn't be fighting their government, okay? Getting pepper sprayed and beat up and arrested by their own government for our right to stay in their country illegally. They wouldn't do that. They don't like the black people in their own country who are citizens there anyway. They don't like their own dark-skinned citizens. So they damn sure ain't going to accept none of us.
There's 313 people in the room, 312 now. Y'all go ahead and tap up the screen. Afro, did you catch it when I think Angelica is her name? She said we don't want y'all to come out there and get, she must have mentioned riots or somebody being harmed. So they understand that when we come out, that the National Guard is going to violence against us. They understand the threat that we are, not that we're a threat, the power that we have. So I think that all that sweet talk, y'all shouldn't fight unless y'all want to, is a tactic to try to get us out there too. But please note, when they started rioting or protesting in LA, it took the National Guard maybe about a week to come out there. But when we Black Americans only think about a protest, the National Guard is already out there engines roaring, waiting for us. Y'all know what y'all are asking us to do, and y'all know exactly why. Part of the reason why we're no longer putting our bodies out there for y'all anymore. We're not, and y'all know that. Y'all are so disingenuous when it comes to us. That is anti-Black American hatred, and that stems from your homeland. That's not something y'all picked up here, honey. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And y'all countries, y'all homelands have a history of being harmful to the Afro-descended people of that land or the Black people of that land. Y'all gotta cut it out. We ain't stupid. Yeah, I just wanted to point that out.
That's true. That's true. Let's get to some of the other speakers. We got some new speakers. Let's get to
Next,
Edenborn.
Actually, I think Black came up before me.
Black thing.
Oh, he did. Okay.
I'm sorry, Black. Go ahead. Unless you want to yield until he finishes and then you go, Eden. That's perfectly acceptable. Go ahead, Black.
Like, you can go.
Yeah.
Y'all so
Go ahead,
polite.
Black.
Now I'm gonna say something about the about these Latinos. See, out here in California, I looked at that person's profile. I think he's from East LA. For you understand that East LA is one of the most racist areas in Los Angeles. For you understand that is that in 2000 and I believe in 2014-15, the Latinos and Mexicans firebombed the whole entire apartment complex buildings with a whole bunch of black people in the Ramonin Gardens, and also in the 90s in the Aliso Village apartment complex out there in East LA. They literally firebombed, and these people that had nothing to deal with that street life though. They was targeting innocent black civilians, pregnant black women in East LA. That's what they was doing though. And also is that none of these Latino Hispanic organizations didn't condemn that. The LULAC organization, the Latino Caucus, even none of these black democratic organizations like the NAACP, the Urban League, they didn't say nothing about this countless story. That's just one story. It's another story with Malcolm X's grandson. Everybody know about the story about Malcolm X's grandson. What happened in that story? I'm gonna give y'all what happened to Malcolm X's grandson because I actually met with him twice out there in the Bay Area in Oakland. See, Malcolm X's grandson, he became like Malcolm X. He taught lectures in the Bay Area, went to Los Angeles though, then went to the Bay Area, teach lectures between Los Angeles sometimes. He went to San Diego. When he met up with this Latino, this Mexican person in the Bay Area in Oakland, he lured him until Tijuana, Mexico. That he with his bar over there, Tijuana, Mexico, that he did up this tab and stuff like that. And then he fought with him. I think it was for a few $1,000s. Then mysteriously he got found unalive at a bar somewhere in Tijuana, Mexico. That happened in 2000 and I think 13 or 14 around that time. That was a big story happening all over the news. Anybody heard about that story?
I remember that.
That's actually Yeah, because I actually met Malcolm X's grandson a few times though. He did a couple lectures educating the youth though during that time. I was young during that time. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
So and also it's another count of stories when our people go over to a place like Mexico and Argentina. Our people getting discriminated against real bad. It was his brother from Los Angeles who went over there to Mexico. He got beat up real bad. He got a black eye. He got the Mexican government says it's because of Trump though. So our people been getting unalive and been getting um, poisoned going to Mexico, Latin America, and also they got new memo that the Mexican government over there and these special interest groups over there. I know this is TikTok. I gotta watch the words I say. They put a green light on black people going to Mexico now. So I'm just getting y'all aware of that. So these people are not our allies though, and also for my California people, I know you out there in Chicago. I know they got countless areas over there where black folks not allowed to go to, like Humboldt Park, Cicero, Little Village. Those are no-go zone areas for black people out there in Chicago. And
Mm-hmm.
those are the areas that doing the most ice raids over there in Chicago. Same thing like out here in Los Angeles. They're going to places like East LA, Southgate, Hunter Park, one of the racist areas, and these people want us to jump for them. And these people are very racist and anti-black. They're actually worse than the white T people in some type of form, though. And also, is that over there in New York City, is that they got this whole area over there. I think BX though explained this to me. Is that Spanish Harlem? I know in 2020 when the George Floyd riots going, I think the Dominicans was attacking foundational Black Americans out there in Spanish Harlem, and black folks out throughout New York City in that area have to pull up on the Dominicans and the Puerto Ricans out there in 2020. I know. I think. Am I right, BX though?
So there
Out there
are
in
reports
2020.
that I don't know if they were black American, but black young males were being chased out of places like Spanish Harlem. So when these Latinos, when the Caribbeans, and when the Africans want to get up here and talk about so much unity, please know New York is actually segregated. Proximity does not mean similar, same, or that we got along.
Got this Dominican gang out there in New York because I used to go to New York all the time, especially
Yeah,
the
they
Harlem
got the
part of Trinitarios out there.
Trinidad, whatever you call them,
Yeah,
out here. They
Trinitarios
got
out there. They was attacking foundational Black Americans. It was Dominican gang. They were attacking random foundational Black Americans, certain parts in the Bronx and Harlem, though, especially Spanish Harlem, though. That's well known out there in certain parts of New York City, especially in the Bronx and Harlem. The Trinitarios, though, if you was going to certain areas, Spanish Harlem and Bronx, they were attacking innocent foundational Black Americans walking through their areas over there, which was all Dominicans over there. So these Latinos are very racist and anti-black towards our people. And then also you go over there to their countries, they got a whole term called Mela La Raza over there. That means line up, get away from blackness over there. And also they got another term in Argentina called Blanco Quemento. That means whiteness.
Mm.
Over there in Argentina, the Afro-melanated population over there in Argentina was 30%. It went from 30% to 1% because they ethnically cleansed all the melanated people over there in Argentina, Mexico, and Ecuador, and places like over there. And they bring the anti-black culture with them from Latin America. They bring that over here where they come out here. And also, it's countless stories about the LA City Council, how you had Nori Martinez and Kev De Leon. And for you to understand that Kev De Leon, he was the senator out here in California before he became the council person. He the one that made California a sanctuary state. But yeah, Kevin Dudley ain't telling all the anti-black stuff Kevin Dudley did to black people in California while he was a senator. And then he became the council person. He's one of the people that audio leaking. Did you know he didn't step down? He still was in that seat until we organized and voted and got him up out of that seat. And you didn't see none of these Latino organizations saying that we gonna get you up out this seat. To show solidarity with the Foundation Black American community, we gonna organize, get Kevin De Leon out the seat. Did you know they was supposed to sign that? None of these Latino organizations didn't condemn that. Same thing with the firebombers, when these Mexicans were firebombing black people in East LA and Ramon Gardens, where they was registered targeting black people in these predominantly Hispanic areas in places like El Zuza, El Monte, El Wine Gardens. You didn't see none of these Latino organizations condemning that. And then what they did was that when the ICE protests started happening out here in Los Angeles, they went to our community and was trying to get us to support
we
them.
it's a little
Okay,
late.
absolutely. I'm gonna land with this. I remember when they were trying to get us out there and are going to our community getting support the ICE protests, and we shut at least two in that press conference down, and we said no, we ain't with that, and we name it, and people trying to shame us, the Boule class, the NAACP, and the Urban League. I'm gonna wrap this up with this: is that we let our people know is that we not with that immigration stuff though, because if he's able to put these people in our communities, especially real heavy when Joe Biden was in office though. I got more I got to say, but I know other people got to speak.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. That's very true. That's very true. Very true. Very correct. Thank you very much. That's my brother. Let's get to Eden born. Eden, you got it. You got it,
Hey,
sister.
hi y'all. So I just wanted to actually respond to what Turbo said because what he said really made me mad. Not even mad, just I was just like, wow. So at this point, I'm like, this is really for all the Latinos right here, right now. You talking, asking the question like, oh, like, do you think like black people should sit it out? Baby, you're not getting no help. You're not getting the help from us. Period. You're not. You're not. It's like, don't ask us nothing because it be, we have been interacting with this group for a while and we be asking them for the simplest stuff. We don't even ask them for much. Like, for instance, can you please stop saying N-word? Can you please stop saying that you had this big old hand in our culture? Can you please pay homage? And that's something that we do with every group of people. Every time we get backlash, we can't even. It's Latino women going toe to toe with black women for what? So I'm sitting here like, if y'all can't have a simple conversation and listen to the simplest request, but you want to call us, your friend. But if one of us perish, you know what I'm saying? You not there. What do we look like right now? What do we look like right now? It's all y'all. And the fact that, I'm learning that it's not even a legitimate fight. Like they actually really do have to, oh yeah, y'all got that. Y'all got that. Don't ask me for nothing. At this point, after hearing what Turbo said, what I really wanted to say is people like him is the reason why a lot of these other groups of people are going to be looking for us and we're not going to be nowhere. We're not. We really not. People like him is the reason why. Because 1 out of 30 of Latinos and other groups of people have sense enough to be like, man, black people don't want to hear, us saying, oh, fight with us, be our friend, we're friends. Black people don't want to hear that. It's other groups, it's other people and different races that understand 100% where we're coming from. So what's the point in listening to the majority of these people in these other groups if 1 out of 30 of them is the only ones that's listening to us? It don't make sense. You could not get a pack of ramen noodles from me at this point. You could not. So, and people like him is the reason why. You're not getting no help from me, baby. You better go ask a coon or something. That's all I got to say. You better go ask Uncle Tom or Sambo to help you. See what they can do for you. That's all I wanted to say.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And they come here and act like we've been best friends and stuff like that. All of this fake solidarity that we've never seen it, but clearly it was going on to them. Yeah, yeah. All of that. No, they can't actually. They don't have the audacity. They owe us. To be honest, y'all better be glad that we ain't asking for y'all to pay the debt back that y'all owe us.
Screaming at the top of their lungs, oh my God, all of the Americans need to rally up. And well, I heard guys said that Beyonce concert is next week and I should probably get some tickets and, save up my money so I can go relax for the next, go enjoy yourself, black people, relax, shoot, because guess what? I'm in my bed right now, just like ZZ. I'm not doing shit. I'm not doing nothing.
Hey, they better go holler at what's that one woman named Sofia Vergara or whatever her name is. They better go holler at J-Lo. They better go holler at George Lopez. Okay, they better go holler at Bad Bunny. Get some of that Super Bowl money. They better go holler at him. I don't know. They better go holler at him. He Puerto Rican though, but
Yeah, and it's like another thing I wanted to say is, don't take our refusal to help and try to flip it and make it seem like we taking joy in suffering. Because it's like nobody who has a soul that they're aware of likes to see people suffer. But, you know, if it's not your business, it's not your business. It's not our bit. Like, how, first of all, how are we supposed to, what you want me to do? You want me to go get the conch shell from SpongeBob and fucking and blow it so that the freaking chariot can come and start the rapture? What do you want black people
I
to
want
do?
because the thing is that what is the plan? Y'all want us to help you what?
Right.
Help you
Break
fight
the
off
law.
until you think that the government, the American government, is just gonna give up? Be all like, man, they just not going. I guess we're gonna stop trying to deport them.
Yeah, and
Help you do what exactly?
exactly. And I mean, the last thing I wanted to say, I'm gonna land with this. What disappoints me is this: I am very aware of the tension between white T Latinos and black Latinos. I don't like the way that black Latinos are suppressed and treated, right, by, you know, their counterparts, whatever, however you want to call it. I don't. That's just the empathy and compassion in me as a black woman. But I'll tell you this: it's very disappointing when black Latinos come into our space and they try to do the same thing that a lot of Africans and Caribbeans do. I really don't like that. So yeah, no, don't ask me for no help, dog. You good? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they gonna be
Lord.
fine. Afro Latinos need a wake up call too, cause y'all be acting like y'all something different than black too often.
Mm-hmm.
Afro Latinos need a good wake up call too. And you know what happens to them is wrong, but
Afrolit.
y'all keep trying to side with that Hispanic thing. I be seeing y'all be
Yeah.
okay, all right, okay,
And Afrolit.
all right.
It was a story that happened. I hear a lot. It was a story that happened out in California. You had a Latina woman from Brazil that got deported by ICE in Los Angeles though a few days ago. So the Afro Latinos actually are getting the wake up call.
Yep, getting a wake up call. I just invited somebody. Please come up, ma'am, because you have some things to say in the chat room. So I just invited you, allowed you to come up. Come on, don't be scared. You talking in the chat room. We want to have a civil conversation with you. But let's get to, I guess, Cherry.
Cheryl?
Oh, yeah, Cheryl.
Yeah,
Hello.
Cheryl.
Hey.
Hello. Hi,
Hold on. I'm
everybody.
gonna get to
So,
you right next. We're gonna get to this speaker, then I'm
okay.
gonna get to you right next.
Yes, sir.
You go ahead.
Oh, me, Cheryl?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, I've been listening for a while, and I have to tell you all, as a human being, like that's what I see myself as, you all have so many points, and you have the one dude pissed me off with his no reparations. Absolutely 100% reparations. Absolutely. And the as a sociology major, the socioeconomic status has trickled down from slavery. Y'all were put into such a bad position and given nothing. And so many black men and women have come up and overcome so many things just because of the color of your skin that it honestly it makes me feel so good when I see somebody do that because you were given a crap hand. I'm trying not to curse, sorry. You were just from birth, and then you walk around and you deal with just going into a store and being followed just because of the color of your skin. I see it daily. I see it all the time, and it makes me so angry. And I understand that you all have voiced that you feel like you have no allies with people lacking melanin, which I completely understand because I've seen it myself so many times. But know that there are some of us who appreciate your strength and your, I mean, that's really it, just your strength. And the strong personalities, I'm here for it. I love it. Speak your piece. Say what you need to say. I love the unfiltered, say what you got to say. My feelings are not easily hurt, and I love that. I absolutely love the vocalness that you guys have. Number one. Okay, that's number one. Number two is being raised in southern Arizona. I did see a lot of division between the Hispanic and Black communities. So much of it. I actually got a message today from somebody I worked with 25 years ago who was like, "Oh, of course you're with a Black man."
Oh, you're
Not
dating a black
knowing
man?
I am not.
Oh, okay.
Currently, I'm dating nobody, but my best friend who just recently passed, that's my profile picture on Facebook. He assumed that. He said, "Oh, of course you're dating a Black man." I was like, "Actually, that's my best friend
Let me see.
from 25 years
Hold on.
who just passed."
Thank you, but hold on. I want to get to this one person who said something, so I'm gonna let her come up. I'm gonna re-invite
Yeah.
her back up, and I guess we'll get back. But come back up. Come back up. Hold on. It was almost your turn. Come back up, because I want you to. Okay, there you go.
Okay, I'm sorry. I have to go to bed because I have work in the morning. But
Okay, just real
I
quick.
wanted,
What was the
yeah.
hate speech? What was the hate speech? I
I
just want
am
to know so
talking.
we don't do it again. So what was the hate speech you heard?
Okay, so I wasn't directed towards your guys' comment. I was talking about someone inside the comments, but
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know how to tag them. But they were just saying like how, you know, as okay. Let me get back to this. I am an Afro Latino, and it's hard for me to identify with either parts of my ethnicity, right? Because I'm not accepted in either place, of either being not enough Black or not enough Latino, right? Or Latina. So it's always been hard for me to find my place. I had sports, so that gave me a good like sense of community.
Hold on. What do you mean not enough Black or not enough Latina though?
I don't look Black. I look more Latina. So people think when I was with my Black friends, they would tell me, well, you're not Black enough to, support this movement or to know what we go through or to know this or to know that. I didn't grow up with, stereotypical, Black parents. My dad wasn't in the picture. My mom's white presenting. That's what I mean when I
So
say
you
I
was
don't.
raised with a mom who's white presenting, and she's
My
a Latina,
mom is white presenting, yes.
and
My
she's a
dad is
Latina.
Black. She's a Latina, yes.
So you was raised primarily with your white tea Latina mom, and you got a problem being too Black.
No, that's not what I was saying. I was saying that I never fell into a category where I could fit in, right? Because I
Well,
don't
it seems like you fall into the white tea Latina category. You look like a white Latina.
from my
Honestly, like, if
picture.
you didn't say you was Latina, I would just assume you're a regular white girl. Honestly,
Okay. Um,
you just
But
look like a
we
white
need
girl, to
for
be honest,
clarity.
from
For
Ohio or
clarity.
something.
For clarity, Chalk, what when you say your dad was Black, do you mean Afro Caribbean, maybe Jamaican, Trinidadian,
That's why I'm like,
from the
where's the
no, my
continent
blackness
of
at
dad
with
is
you? So,
Africa?
Black. My dad is Black.
That's
but
a
you weren't
race,
He
raised
but
has
I
Black,
need the
and is
descendants.
ethnic
he
group.
FBA?
Right.
Is he FBA?
He is from Puerto Rico and he's Black presenting.
Okay,
Okay, so
but you
he's
weren't
Afro
raised with him,
Latino himself. He's not Black American.
right?
Got it.
Yes, that's what I was
Yeah.
saying. I was trying to
Okay,
get there.
thank you. Yeah, because there's a
I
difference in
want you to
culture.
just real
Yeah,
quick,
that's what I'm
because I know
like.
you said you got to work in the morning, so I didn't
Yeah.
want to keep you up.
Um,
Real quick, you said that this was going to tie, because you were saying that there was hate speech going
yeah,
on.
like in the comments. I wasn't talking about you guys. I agree with
Oh,
Cheryl. Like, I
okay.
agree with what you guys are saying is valid.
Hmm.
In the comments, there was somebody going crazy about, like, it has to be this way or that way. And it frustrates me when, you know, like you're saying, you can't get on here and say what you want, but you're going to go in the comments and say something. That's why I was accepting your
Okay.
request to
Can-
say, like, I don't think it needs to be so black and white, right? Like, so this way or so that way. Like you guys are saying, like, of course, you don't go with, like, when someone's being put down or when someone's being, like, you know, like you, I think, it was,
okay.
one of you guys had said, like, well, you know, when we don't condone people being, like, racist towards, you know, Afro Latinos. We don't condone it, but we're not gonna, you know, step out and be, like, in the protest. I 100% agree with that. But when the comments, someone was just like, yeah, like, yeah, like, just send them back. And I just that's, like, to me, that is just like, it just was like hate speech to me. It wasn't to what you guys were saying. I was
Hate
listening to
speech
what
to
you
say
guys
go
were
back
saying.
home. That's hateful.
What, to people who aren't going, who this is their home.
Well, this
Like,
isn't their home if they can be sent to another land. This is my
okay.
home because I can't be sent
Because
nowhere. But if you can be sent somewhere, that's your homeland, not here.
I mean, all of us can be traced back to somewhere else.
No, no,
So
no, 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 no.
That's
Because
not
they ain't
true.
coming out the black Americans. They can't trace us nowhere but right here. We ain't getting
okay.
sent to Guatemala or Mexico or nowhere. They can trace your Latina, your white Latina mama somewhere though, maybe to Spain. But
You know,
she
I
not
just
gonna be
came on
here.
here to
But the thing is that
to
I invited you up because in the chat you said stop the hate speech. Hate speech won't help. You said that a couple times. I
yes,
wouldn't have brought you up if
just
you said that once, but you said that a few times.
I was
And
reading the comments and they're going so
and I know you
fast.
said you were interacting with people in the comments, and I'm asking because we don't like hate speech being in the comments either. So I was asking, what was the hate speech, and it kind of
I
went
just
into
said
like
it
my
and apparently it's not
backstory,
taken
and
as that.
man,
So then
I'm
that's cool. Like,
I'm
I
hold
can
on,
just,
hold on. I'm
but I'm
not,
just telling you, I gotta go to bed. But
okay,
I'm just
okay.
telling
You
you
would
guys,
first off,
like,
you was gonna tell us your whole backstory before. Now you got to go to bed. But
no,
okay,
I,
go to bed. It's okay. It's okay. Go to bed. It's okay. Go to
okay.
bed.
Thank
Thank you.
you for inviting me up here. Thank
Thank you.
you.
You're welcome.
I
Child.
want to say this.
She was gonna tell us her whole childhood. Now I said something about being on topic. Now she got to go to bed. Okay, fine. Go to bed. Go to bed.
I Right. I want to say this about Afro Latinos, and I can only speak specifically for New York, especially in the South Bronx, where there's a high concentration of Latinos. So for the most part, I get what Eden is saying. We don't condone any discrimination against Afro descendant immigrants in their homeland, right? But when they come here, even if they are as dark as tar, okay, they practice themselves. They practice anti-Black American
Mm-hmm.
sentiments against us. So I'm gonna tell this story. Maybe you heard it before, maybe you haven't. I go to a nail place. I decided to boycott the Asians in 2016. That's why my hair is natural, and I've been going to an Afro Latino shop. They predominantly, for the most part, are heavily melanated. And I don't speak fluent Spanish. So I listen for keywords so I can defend myself in case they say ella, fea, morena es, some keywords that indicate they're talking to me, the black girl in the shop.
Mm.
But I have a cousin who actually speaks Spanish fluently, right? I guess due to her job, she was an educator at one point in her life. She goes to the same shop. She says, "Cousin, I'm gonna call you when I leave this shop, and then I'm gonna come see you for a little while before I go back down south." I'm like, "Okay, cuz, no problem." The first thing she came in and said, she did call them Dominicans though. She said, "Why the hell is the Dominicans over here so mean?" I said, "What they said? They ain't know you speak Spanish, huh?" She said they were surprised until I started speaking Spanish back to them. So we do know that they talk about us, right? In their natural language. So I don't make it. I treat them just as when I'm talking to Latinos and I call out Afro Latinos, they included with what the Latinos are doing, the light skinned ones, because they then turn around and act anti-Black American sentiments on us. Now, who's surprising me in Afro Elite chat of all things are Dominican women. They're the ones that be in the chat. It's two specifically. Be in the chat just cheering on me and other Black women that are, or Black people giving our experiences. They seem to get it. They seem to get it. And so I'm going to take them individually, how they treat us. But collectively, they ain't for us. They show anti-hatred sentiments. So, yeah.
All right.
I just
Yeah.
want to put that out there.
We've been having a good one. I thought this was going to be a quick one, but we've been in here and we've been in here deep.
Nah,
We've been in here deep. It's getting late. It's getting late, family, so we're going to have to start wrapping things up shortly. We're going to get to the last few speakers and we're going to close things out. All right, y'all make sure y'all follow and tap the screen. If y'all like this, y'all got to tap the screen. That's what y'all got to do. I appreciate you,
I
family.
would like to, real quick, honestly, I'm sorry. I haven't been reading the comments, so I don't know what's been going on. But I just want to give you my experience. And from when I lived in southern Arizona, there very much was a hatred between the Hispanic and the Black community. Very much. I experienced regularly.
You
And
experienced? Are you
okay,
Hispanic?
no, not experienced, but I viewed it. I saw it.
Okay.
I saw it. So like Hispanics would be like, oh, these Black people did this, blah, blah, blah. And they do this because they're Black. And then I saw the Black community also say things about Hispanics. But I'm like,
what did Black people
okay,
say
tell
about
me if I'm
Hispanics?
wrong, but it was,
I'm
honestly, it's
curious.
been like 25, 30 years. It's been a long time. But I have to say, like, honestly, as I'm almost 50, and I'm obviously a white person, as you can see.
We ain't even got to see it.
Yeah, I mean,
You know
really,
when
you can
she
hear me, so
was
you know I am.
What kind of white
raised
Very
that
person?
that she
obvious.
saw this.
You
Are
started
you
off
like
saying I see myself as a
you a
human.
Hispanic
That
white
was white
person or
enough
what?
right there. We all knew
Yes.
that you was white when you
Well,
came
no,
in.
and I
You know what
am.
I
I'm
saw
human.
white tea women do?
We're all
White tea
human
women
people.
said that if Spanish people didn't learn Spanish or Hispanics didn't learn Spanish, they should go to jail. I seen white tea women discriminate against Spanish people too. So let's just say
Oh,
it's
I
on
have
all
too.
sides,
Oh, yes.
including
No, I
white tea
have too.
people. Yeah,
No,
Okay,
I've
they
now
want
seen
to
it
put
we're
them in
wrapping
all.
jail.
things up, but
And
can you
it's
answer?
disgusting, though. Like, it's not okay to me. Like, any of it. It's not okay.
So are you going to?
Um,
I'm gonna let you
am I
land,
going to
but I
what?
want to ask you a question after that.
Yes. Oh, go ahead and ask me the question.
Okay, now when you said Hispanics mistreat Black people, you were able to quote something, and then when you said Black people mistreat Hispanics, you weren't able to say anything. You said you don't remember. Do you remember
So,
what Black people did against the Hispanic community? Because I feel like you're
honestly,
going
no,
with
I do
this
not. I
anybody
do
can be
not. I'm going to
racist
tell you,
thing.
I do not.
Okay.
But I
Can
do
anybody?
not
Can I ask you a question? Though? Can
specifically remember
anybody?
it. But I do
Hold
specifically
on,
remember.
hold on,
Oh, sorry.
real
Okay.
quick.
Go
Can I
ahead.
ask you a question though? Because I almost think I know where this is going. Can anybody be racist?
Everybody can.
Oh, okay.
Now,
I knew where that was going. I knew where it was going. I knew where it was going. I knew where it was
With
Everybody
going.
can.
reparations,
Okay. I knew where
Afro
that was going.
reparations.
Why?
sound
Like,
about white.
everybody can. Of course,
Wait,
everybody can.
okay, thank you. Do you agree with reparations for foundational Black Americans?
Absolutely.
Okay.
What is
Okay, I think you
racism?
said that.
What
Absolutely.
is racism?
Racism is treating somebody who looks different than you like they are lesser than you.
Okay. That's the Google definition of racism, but that's not the real
That's
definition of
my
racism.
definition. That's
Well,
my
everybody can't
definition.
have
I'm going
their
to tell you.
own personal definition. This is one thing in the new age we got to stop. Everybody can't have their own definition of a word. Words have definitions.
Yep.
People can't be all like, well, you know what? I like this definition of the word. No, it's there are words and there are definitions of the word. If you use that word, that's the definition. You can't customize it. Okay?
Okay.
So
That's fair. Yes.
racism is a system of power belonging to a race, is a racial hierarchy system of power. And in this country, in this world, really, and that system of power belongs to white people.
It
That
does.
is that racism
And
is also white supremacy. That's just another way of saying white supremacy.
right. I agree.
Well, you
100%.
just said
Can't
everybody can
agree.
be racist, and I said that, by
Well, they
definition of that,
can though. And so I think Okay, so my opinion, okay, like you said, it's okay. So my opinion and my interpretation of racism. So you see a white person and you have these preconceived notions of a white person
Prejudice.
and prejudice. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the better word for it.
Yeah,
Prejudice
that's the
rather than
correct word for
racism.
it, not racism.
Yes.
Exactly.
You are correct. Yes. I'm sorry. You are correct. So I can see it on that. You are correct 100%.
Okay.
I used the wrong word.
Okay. Well, we got to wrap things up, so we're going to have to move on. So thank you for that. It's good to
Y'all
have
have a
these
good
educational
night.
movement. Thank
Please
you.
take
Thank you.
care. And I think, honestly, you guys are having an amazing discussion. And it is very important for everybody to listen to this type of discussion. Very important.
Thank you. You should subscribe. Make sure you listen all the time. Appreciate
Well, you know what? Now I will. Okay.
it. All right. All right. Thank you.
All right. Good night,
Okay.
y'all.
Good night.
Good night. Afro Elite, I really wanted Halo to come in. Halo does voices, right? And I swear, if I wasn't looking at my screen, I would think Cheryl was Halo playing around.
I
And the
was thinking she
one
sounded
night,
like a character. That's funny.
No.
right? So the one night
Why? Why do
Halo
y'all
don't
think
come,
that about her? She's
Cause
just
she's
yeah.
trying to let everybody
strong.
know that, racism is bad for everybody. And I think that these conversations is really helpful. Okay.
The one day that Halo doesn't come, that would have been classic for them to
No,
both
for
be up here
real.
and have the conversation.
Okay.
Whew. Okay.
Hey, I'm weak. She actually should come back up here. That was funny. She got to come back to the stream. That
All
was
right.
funny
Yeah,
as
for
shit.
real. Okay.
That was funny. I ain't gonna lie.
All right. Let's get to Omega,
Hey,
brother. You got it.
Goofy.
You want
Black first, brother.
speaking to the prompt, man. Yeah, we do need to sit out. Like, let's be honest. Okay, it's not a fight at all. Like, this is a petition basically for an exception. That's really all it is. I mean, people can misidentify it all they want, but at the end of the day, that's what it is. Number two, what type of man asks another man or another group of men to help to not help, but get out there and fight for 'em? Like, no disrespect, but where your nuts at, bro? Like, straight up.
Mm.
Number three, we should really engage their issue with the same amount of energy and, you know, vigor, however you want to put it, as they engage our energy. I mean, they engage our issues. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this whole thing where people coming up here trying to drop a sob story. Oh, it's not your fight, but at the same time, you kind of on the back end, like BX was talking about, like trying to, you know what I'm saying, soften a person's heart, and that's real disingenuous. That's some bull, and you can kind of put your imagination with the rest of the word. I don't really dig that. And then as far as like the lady that was just up, she sounded drunk. Sounded like she had don't had a,
She sounded like
had
she
don't.
like brothers. That's I think why she in here. That's why I asked you.
Yeah.
You was dating a black man. She was like, well, not now, but like, yeah. She sound like brothers. Y'all better watch out for them. Those be the ones be like,
Yo,
I've had a black boyfriend. I always prefer the blacks. She'll say something like that. Like the blacks just do it for me. She'll say those are the women who will say stuff like that. Oh, the
uh
blacks are my favorite. Though okay, but go ahead.
What you might
yeah,
want to say,
definitely.
officer, we were just drinking. I don't understand why he did that to me.
Oh,
She
come
might
on.
be one of
Don't
those.
be tripping in chat. We just joking. That's what we do. Come on, man. We just joke. We just playing. Go ahead. She like they're bullying me.
Um,
Okay, go ahead. Let me stop myself. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
our fights have benefited the world, and we haven't had
She
a
just admitted that she's
stick
buzzed.
of
She's just
action.
admitted that she's drunk. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
I knew it. I knew it. But no, our fights have benefited the whole planet. Like the things that our ancestors and our people have fought for have benefited the whole planet, and nobody has lifted a finger to help us. So until we start getting that back, you know what I'm saying? We on vacation. Y'all have a good
Mm-hmm.
night, man. Be one.
Hey, B1 brother. Yeah, that's true. We've already helped them more than enough, more than what they deserve. That's true. Eden, you said you wanted to say something.
Oh, no, because I guess she like clarified it. Like I was gonna get on her and ask her like, because this is the thing, it's like, cause at first she said, oh yeah, I'm for reparations, but now it's like, it's something else. Now she think that like everybody can be racist. And I was gonna be like, bro, like you're a part of like the youngest demographic of people on the planet. White people are not that old. They're not that ancient. What makes you think that you have the right to come on this panel and tell us what you think? You know what I'm saying? That's weird. Like that's like other groups of people, white people are weird because they're contaminated by racism, and there's this component of racism that sets other groups of people up
I like
to
that.
the sense of
Contaminated by racism. I like that. I'm about to use that.
yeah, it's like this sense of like intellectual entitlement. Like you think you know more than me, but you're not even aged up to the point where you can say that you know more than me. I'm a part of the oldest demographic on this planet. It's me. I'm the old lady here, not you. You know what I'm saying? Like so, but then she turned around and she was like, "Oh, I used the wrong word." Man, whatever. You're still annoying.
I need the Mexicans to know accurate Afro-Mexican history, right? So you had an Afro-American president at the time, and he abolished slavery, and then the Mexicans unalived him for that. When the enslaved went into Mexico, it was an agreement that our enslaved people who went to Mexico would help them fight against their persons who were coming to colonize them and harm them. So don't come in here talking about we took in we had a black president and we helped abolish slavery and we took in runaway slaves. There is more to your history than that. Y'all were very anti-black black people, and you unalived that man who abolished slavery,
That's not true. The
right?
Spanish and the like them. You know nothing about Mexican history, man. I know you got
You're not gonna cut her off. I don't care who you
Wait,
are.
what the
I don't know
hell?
what you think this is.
history. That's my people. If
Right.
you know my people, you're weird.
Your
And your
people need to go
conquistador
home. How about that?
descendants. We
You
know.
people
Exactly.
got the most pride for a
We
place
know.
they don't want to go to.
Know nothing about my history. You
I
don't
know
know.
you ain't
Hold
home.
on,
I know
sir.
But you're
you ain't
talking
home. That's
about
what
it,
I
and
know,
you're
and that's all
I
that
know,
matters, dude. Don't
and
talk
I
to
know
me
Hey,
you
he
like
didn't
that.
said exactly
recognize
what it was.
the Afro Mexicans until years later, like the mid 2000s or something, sir. Y'all have always treated the Afro descendant immigrants wrong in your homeland. That is anti-black sentiments stemming from your homeland, sir. We have been on these apps defending our history from people like the Mexicans who try to say Lowrider is theirs, the first Cowboys is theirs, a Tupac is cosplaying them. Like we've really been on these apps. And there are Mexicans who get it and who come up here and tell us accurate history. So, sir, you are unaware of your own history and you need to go research and come back with your source. Thank you. Cut me off. So they did unalive Guerrero, okay? Because he abolished slavery.
Yep.
They did not recognize their Afro indigenous population until like the 2000s. They were not on the censuses, right? That's fairly recent. And
I
then
think
what they did recently was, I think the president now is counting them towards something. She recognized them. in some type of way, right? And that's not even my history, but sometimes I care to see how demographics of people were treating their Afro descendants there, because it tells a lot about why they're anti-black here in the United States of America. And when y'all come up here and say that this land is yours and that and that and this, y'all only had it for 20, 30 years, y'all. And then y'all made a bad business deal, right? You got beat out of your land. It was not really yours for that long. Y'all are immigrants now, not true Americans, okay? Because dark-skinned indigenous have always been in this land, okay? They're not immigrants. Y'all are. So let's remember that. I know that much. So again, in the comments, please research accurate history. Look up the first Afro-descendant Mexican who was the president, what he did for the enslaved population in your demographic, and how he was unalived by the light skin, white skin, whatever, pale skin conquistador descendants. Okay, he was unalived by them. So don't let people fool you. Don't fool yourself thinking that y'all were heralding for the enslaved population. It was a deal. Y'all always make bad business deals. That is not our problem. Y'all don't get to impose on us, and y'all don't get to contest us unless you come back with accurate sources to rebuttal what I'm saying. Thank you, and good night. Afro, go ahead.
Now, UV, that's how you pronounce your name?
Tuve.
Tuve?
Uve.
Uve. Now, it would only be fair if I let you respond, correct? It would only be fair, right?
Well, all right.
I don't feel like being fair, though. So goodbye.
You funny as shit.
I just don't feel like being fair. All right. I think that'll wrap things up tonight.
I was waiting to get
That's
on
a
him
good way
too.
to end that.
Oh, go ahead. I don't know how to pronounce your name, though.
Niji. You're
Niji.
saying you're Niji,
Need you for
you're
six.
indigenous, correct?
Oh yeah.
Say that one more time.
You're indigenous, correct?
Oh yeah, definitely
Yeah,
that.
okay. I got that much right. Go ahead.
Yeah. I need you for 6 1. I was waiting to get on him though. I just wanted to hear what he was gonna say because he started with that other stuff too. He's gonna start talking about that this is their land, they're from here, and all this bull. They need to learn some real true history and get up off that colonizer stuff. They got that colonizer stuff in their bloodline, so it's like they just block everything out. And that's what I just started realizing, you know what I'm saying? Just off my own personal life experiences with them personally, you know what I'm saying? I can't give no passes no more. They didn't give me no pass. So all this time that we've been naive thinking that, they was with us and they really wasn't. All they was trying to do is just use us the whole time to set themselves up, set up shop and take over. You know what I'm saying? And now they're crying because now they know the truth is out and they got to go somewhere. I guess they can go to Mexico for now, but they're not even really originally from there. They're people, you know what I'm saying? So it's a whole lot of big old lies, and with that, it's just, man, I'm telling you, the Spanish they really done did us foul. I'm gonna let my plane with that one.
They did. They did. And, oh, Lord, this person is back. Oh, God, I got to block this person. Okay. So we're getting some spams in chat. We said we were going to be wrapping things up. Listen, let it be known. We listen to people who disagree. We listen to people who have a difference of opinion, whether you disagree with the prompt, whether you disagree with any of the speakers. You can come up and respectfully voice your opinion on that situation. What is not going to be tolerated is disrespect. Okay, that we don't tolerate that. What's not going to be tolerated is you cutting me off, you cutting Ahmad off, you cutting the co-host off. That won't be tolerated. This is not like the lives. I keep saying spaces. This is not like the lives and the chat rooms that y'all be going in where everybody be yelling over everybody and everybody be cursing each other out. This is not that. So if you don't want to come correct, you don't have to be here. Okay. It is a privilege for you to be here. And you can come in and you can voice whatever opinion you want to as long as it's respectful. When you're disrespectful, you lose the privilege to speak. And I'm not going to apologize for that. All right, but let's wrap things up though. Okay, because it is kind of late.
Yeah.
It is a little late. And this is my land, not according to the government. Not according to the U.S. government. He's saying that this is my land. Okay, get in the back of this ice truck. Okay, sir. Go ahead. But if you guys want to listen to the playback, Lord have mercy. If y'all want to listen to the playback of this, y'all need to go to For the Culture on YouTube. Go to For the Culture on YouTube. Y'all can find a bunch of different good stuff, a bunch of different lives, podcast episodes, live streams, all of that stuff. Plus, you can find 2 other YouTube channels. Y'all follow us right here, right now. Follow us right here, right now. Okay. We had a pretty good live stream tonight. If you guys want to be a part of all of our live streams, y'all make sure y'all follow so y'all don't miss out on anything. All right, then. All right. Zizi, any final thoughts?
Final thoughts. This was actually a good live. I'm glad we doubled back on this this conversation. Definitely some a couple entertaining guests. But shout out to the panel because we did have a lot of people up here that did drop some gems. And in the chat. But yeah, same sentiments, man. We're not. This is not our fight. This is our land. We got other things to worry about. Hello, reparations. Okay. So we have to prioritize our own. We got to prioritize our own problems, our own people, baby. Take it to your homeland. Take it to your people over there. Y'all talking about y'all fight. This not our fight. And oh, it's okay if y'all don't fight with us. It's our fight to fight. No, it's your fight to fight. But in your homeland. Okay? This is not your fight to fight over here. Okay? You're honestly low key. I should have said this when that girl was up here saying this, but low key is kind of like passively going against us while you're fighting. You're fighting against us while you're fighting for them. Because that what them here is taking away from us. So it's like, I mean, whether you don't want to put it like that, ultimately, you're still going against what's best for Black America, and that's what we're prioritizing. So if you're going against the grain, baby, you got to go home. Take that shit home. So yeah, I'm not for it, not with it. Black Chicagoans, y'all stay strong. Okay, shout out to the Black people out there.
Thank you. We holding it down out here. We holding it down. I know you love. All right.
Yeah, I got a special love for my Chicago people up there. I gotta say that they do be putting in that work out there. You know, I got family out there I don't even know yet, but you know what I'm saying. I had to give a shout out on that one.
Appreciate that. All right, thank you very much. BX, can you do us the honors of closing us out, please?
Sure. Afro, I gotta ask you, when are you coming back live on TikTok?
I'm not. Maybe. What's the Friday? Maybe Friday in the day. Maybe Friday in the afternoonish time.
So I have class at 7 on Friday. Anytime before and after 9, I'll be available.
All right. Okay, I got you.
I want to say this. A lot of people look to Black people to sort of be their saviors while watching us drown when we're going through our own thing. Don't think that just because we're sitting home, we're not focused on ourselves, that we don't have people still being unjustifiably harmed by white supremacy. We have smoke for everybody. And the Latinos actually made that prompt about themselves. But with the area they were going into, and if Black people were being detained, why did Hispanics think we were talking to them only? When there are Black immigrants, there are Asian immigrants, they make themselves the face of the issues in a way that's good, so everybody else could see we got smoke for everybody. We come up here, we tell their accurate history of being anti-Black American. We never labeled them the face of immigration; they labeled themselves that, and for that's on them to. The fight is theirs. It's not ours. So Black people, stay safe, stay strong. No, I love y'all for real. We don't have to be obligated to take on everybody else's issues, because when we do, we lose our purpose. We have to clean up them same areas that they call hoods, even though their businesses are in there, their lower classes in there, and they're contributing to the degradation of those areas with their crime rates. And people have been getting deported since I could remember. This is nothing new. The Hispanics just made it about them in a big issue, because I think the Obama deported more than Trump ever did. So I'll land that there.
All right. Well put. Thank you very much. You guys have a good night.
Be one.
Thank you. Good night, everyone. Be one. Salute.
Good night.
Good night.